Hello, everybody. It's me, your dad. One of these days, I'm going to license Spanish Flea so that I can open the show up with. I'm probably going to get flagged just for that. Fucking YouTube. Also, oh my God, I made it 15 seconds before I said the F word. Yay, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to new member Kraken Studio, the real booty. If you remember, she was actually one of our first two call-ins. She was our first call-in on one of the lives we did. It's probably my second or third live. I'm one of those just jump the fuck into it, you know? If you want to learn a skill or a trade, you know, be it Starbucks or internet lives, or if you're, you know, working in advertising, whatever you're fucking doing, just jump in, just do it. You know, the best way to learn sales is to be put in awkward situations with strangers. So I just want to say hello. Fucking gnats. I swear they only get conjured whenever we start a live. As soon as we start a live, the gnats say, hey, let's go fuck with that guy. Let's go fuck with that dad over there, just trying to be a good dad and live his life. And then my dog decides, I have to piss and shit out of every hole. How are you? It's okay if you have a big mouth Swifty suit. Let me know if the chat's working for you. I mean, I got into this pickle. Listen, I'm all into the internet and shit, but even I fuck up sometimes. And I made my screen too big once and it wouldn't show me live chat. I found out if you shrink it, that's how you see it. So let me know if that works for you. Hello there, Petty Mason. Shiraz, you asked a question. Is it Shiraz or Shiraz? You asked a question earlier. I'm going to answer you shortly. You've still got adult supervision right now, but dad will have to leave eventually to take the Hugin out to piss and shit. And when dad goes, that's when you throw. That's when the party happens. And you guys can say all sorts of kind, nice things to each other, and you can be polite and have etiquette. But when dad's in town, it's time to party. Kraken Studio. If you haven't been to therealbooty.com, go to it. Kraken was our first live caller, which is so exciting. And I fucking love your logo. And she shared with us a lot of incredible art, which is why we must protect her. Because John Ray's going to come get her. Have you checked out, says Petty Mason, to your ass. Have you checked out the links in the video description? Do you remember Art Bell? This is creepier and may lead to a real killer. The apology line was where people, yes, that's a great way. Actually, you summarized it in 2 or 3 sentences. I would have taken 20 minutes. But I'm still going to probably take 20 minutes. Good morning, dopas. Hey, tell me where you guys are all from. That's my favorite thing, is to see where you're from. I get super giddy when I see that someone's like watching from Ireland or Australia or Japan. Hell, even Texas, I get stoked. So I'm really excited to see you guys. I know it's super late. I told you, I have wild as fuck hours. I am non-committal to a schedule. I am someone who wants to go on at random. You're going to get maybe an hour's notice when I go on. And I know that's not what some people like, but for you, this is going to be exposure therapy. For those of you with fucked up ADD brains and bad schedules and poor sleeping habits like me, for those of you who chain smoke and watch Dawson's Creek, it's going to work out great for you. You're going to love this. You're going to love the way you look. But anyway, you're going to get maybe an hour, 30 minutes notice. That's what I'm all about. Pop-ups. I'm not a storefront. I'm a person, but I'll pop up on you, bitch. Who said that? Who said I'm going to pop up on you? That was Kendrick Lamar. Petty, don't be scared. It's going to be fine. The Real Booty. I really like that name. It's easy to not understand. It's easy to memorize. I'm old and I'm still doing stuff on the internet till I pop my clogs. That's fucking hilarious. Popping my clogs is very funny. And I'm telling you, anytime someone comes on here and they're like, I'm too old, it's like, honey, you are in chat on the internet. You are not too old. Too old is when you grab the computer and scream, are you the fucking CIA? And then you throw it at the wall. That's when you're too old. That's when you need help. Not to insult those people. It's just that's when you're going to need some assistance. You're going to need a wet nurse, something. Hello, witch. She's a witch. Hello, Dawn Marie. Hello, Adam. Hello, brother Adam. How is Helen? Adam drives Helen, our second call-in. Tonight, I'm hoping to get to the call-ins. What clearly are you drinking? How many Big Macs have you had today? Country raspberry today. Very tart. I miss peach. We're going to go back to peach soon. Hello, Dawn Marie. Hello, Kim. Out in LV. What's up? I'm not going to dox you, but how's my hometown? Everything going well? Rachel, hello. Deep end, just like trauma. I don't know what you're saying, but I probably agree with it. Hello, nope, not today. Thank you for hanging. Thank you. I'm so glad everybody made it. Chat is working. Good. Excellent. I'm trying my best. Did that charge long enough? We're charging controllers over here. Your dad's boyfriend doesn't want to be a part of chatter, but listen, I got a lot of feedback. He doesn't know this, but I got a lot of feedback on his fart. A lot of people were very impressed. They were impressed that he got out of a ticket. Some of you had your own stories that you sent me that I plan on reading to my dad's boyfriend later. Just the ones about farts. 2 of you have relatives who have been arrested for farting in public. Did you heard that? 2 people in my chat. Yeah, one was a fucking kid. By the way, one was a kid. Before I get too deep into it, I should ask him if I can say it to all of you guys, but I can tell him. I asked permission. But yeah, a kid got in trouble for farting at Disney World. If you can believe that. That's fucking crazy. And then she sent me a picture of the kid crying. I'll just say that. Crying because people were making them leave Disney World. I am going to ask, though. True Crime Junkie, the OG. Aurora, Colorado. Hello. I know where you is, Kim. Oh, Glasgow, Scotland, Serenity. Oh, I can't wait to hear your accent. I want to hear y'all's accents. Y'all better call in later. And we're going to have to keep them short because your dad can talk for hours like your mom. Central Washington State, by the way, I don't want to get derailed, but listen, I found some stuff out in regards to Lisk. And let's just say old brother Craig used to live, I believe, in Bellingham briefly. And there's a lot of situations going on there. I'm not saying he did anything there, but I think we need to start looking for traces of him because remember, he got a hunting and fishing license in Alaska. And the thing is, his sister-in-law didn't even move to Alaska until like probably a year before he was busted, maybe 2 years. Unless she or someone had land there. But it was odd that he had a fishing license and hunting. Well, I guess it's not if you go visit somewhere, but it was interesting because I think it might have been a little older. I need to go check. But if he had one there, he probably had one in Bellingham, Washington, if there was ever any connection there. And we know that him and his brother are close. So it's just something interesting that I noticed. And I mean, I'm sure catching Lisk, I wonder if he's up and if he's here. But I'm curious what he thinks about that. I'm going to send him some stuff later. And I'm going to talk to a couple of you who reached out. Wow. Did y'all hear Dad's boyfriend's burp? No, don't get shy now. That was fucking epic. I'm going to have one later because of it clearly. But I'm not going to burp in the mic because I think that's rude. I think that it's fine to do. I mean, I don't know. I'm already pretty rude. Maybe I could do it. But I know that some people gag at that. I feel like a faraway fart or a fart 3 feet or more from the mic or a burp is fine. You know what I mean? But doing it directly into the mic might make people who are driving like have to pull over and gag. And I don't want to do that to you. Unless your dad's in a goofy mood, then he'll fucking hotbox all of you. Yeah. Fucked up ADHD. Fucked up sleeping schedules. Check. All of us. ADH squirrels D unite. That's fucking hilarious. That's like that joke, knock knock, who's there? Interrupting cow, interrupting moo. I love that street joke. Arkansas, I'm only staying here until I can get out of this bass awkward state. You know, I have a friend who lived here and really, you would think that she would thrive here and love it, but she was like, no, fuck this. And she went to live in the mountains of Arkansas. And she got into a whole crochet war with these women at a local crochet competition. She's one of my besties. Her name is Lauren. Shout outs to you, Lauren. She has most of my friends and people who are really close to me have no clue that I have this channel. And I think it's so funny. Like my parents know and they've been on it, like watched it. My boyfriend, dad's boyfriend knows. Literally all the comics, everybody that I see on a regular basis or talk to, my friends, cousins, people, like nobody has any idea. And I just think it would be so fun. That's why I'm holding out really on like accepting any invitations to Vinnie Paultan or anything like that. Like I'm like, fuck no. Because I'm gonna wait for the right time. I want them all to see it and be like, what the hell? What is Cat doing on the screen? Yes, you made a live, Michelle. Michelle Lalonde. I like your name. So where are we all from? Where are we all from? Hello, Tumbleweed times Toby. And some of you don't. You've indicated to me that you didn't know, itchies, that you didn't know what your name was showing up as on these. And you're like, oh shit, that's my screen name still. I thought I had it at this. And I find that very funny because it caused me to go back and look at all mine and realize they're all different. Hello, Star Z. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Melly. I love seeing some of you also on Twitter and on other platforms. It makes me so excited. Adam is big on Twitter. He's a big shit talker on Twitter, and I love it. Not to me, but like, I see you, Adam. I see you out there retweeting the sass, loving the sass, making great memes. I love it all. I see you all on there. Yeah, chronic pain fucking sucks. And I also love late night lives. You know, on the subject of chronic pain, I had a friend tell me that we were talking about the opioid crisis. This was a few years ago. And she's Black, and she told me that Black women are less likely to have their pain taken seriously when you go to an emergency room. And what's interesting is we had both been for similar issues with eye swelling and rashes because, you know, I have psoriasis. She has some shit that causes her skin issues and random swelling. And it's weird because there's a note. I mean, it's not weird. It's obvious. There's a noticeable, obvious difference in how we are treated when we go in for like issues that have to do with anything, let alone pain. But I started looking into it because, you know, I was like, oh, wow, I've heard something like that before. I don't know if it was on NPR or what. Maybe it was like a 60 Minutes. But I started doing research because I'm nosy. And I found out that it's something like female Black women or Black women are something like 60% less likely. And this is like a study with all these doctors and a medical study. They are that much less likely to abuse prescription pain medication, yet they are also prescribed it an exorbitant amount less than white people for the same chronic issues. And how it's really, really crazy how they're just not, it's almost like the real estate industry. They're not taken seriously. They're down quoted on houses. No matter what the market data says, they will often get a much lower quote. So African American families have to go and they have to like hide any images of them in order to get a better quote on a house, which is fucking racist as shit and crazy. But anyway, me and my friend were talking about this a while back, and I started doing research. And just recently, I don't know if my algorithm repicked it up again, but I saw something on YouTube that popped up about this, about West Virginia and the opioid epidemic and who opioids affect the most, based on things like race and gender and stuff like that. And it was really wild to see how many doctors are like over prescribing to people who have just stated pain, and then under prescribing people who have visible injuries because of their skin color. And anyway, I had one of you email me bringing this issue up again right after I watched that, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? It really tripped me out. And you were explaining to me, this person, and they said that I could talk about this, that you know, you married into a white family and almost all of them abuse pills and are going through rehab right now. And this person who emailed me had a chronic infection. Like they had a chronic illness with a really bad infection at one point, and it was MRSA. And they couldn't get pain pills after or during surgery. And how the exact company that got sued in the past and lost for over administering pain pills had basically denied medication when asked about it by this hospital that primarily serves an underprivileged community. And it was just blowing my mind. And I started looking into all of this, and I think we're gonna have to do an episode on it, because she was telling me all this stuff about just how because a lot of you guys also, this is on the topic, a lot of you guys were talking about Big Pharma. And she was discussing how she at one point in time was a Big Pharma rep. So she was really personally offended that this hospital that she used to rep to, that she used to bring medication to help people get well, is now denying her medication for shit that she's suffering through and dealing with. And it just fucking blew my mind. And I think we're going to have to, I really do want to focus an episode on that. And yeah, another thing, this is a good point, Shiraz. Women are also, women are written off by healthcare workers, men especially, as crazy and complaining. Black women, but yes. And that's what my friend was telling me. She was like, if I'm in pain and I express it, I get seen as crazy Black lady. But if you're in pain and you express it, you're more likely going to be seen as a victim. And I'm like, well, yeah, like obviously that's like how it's been. It's very like, I think we can all recognize there has been racism for a long time and it's shitty, but it's much worse in the medical industry when it comes to pharmacology and how patients are treated in general. And this is big hospitals down to small towns. I mean, you could go to the wokest hospital. You could go to Cedars-Sinai in California, and they're less likely to 5150 a person who is African American and more likely to call the police. And it's just fucking wild. And so many people have brought this up and then been shut the fuck down or sued. And it just blows my mind. And I really feel like it's something that we need to highlight, especially because you guys are all into, fuck you, Big Pharma. And I agree. Pain meds are hella hard to get prescriptions for. Even my tramadol is hard to get. And see, here's what's crazy is I had a point, actually, when your dad and his boyfriend got together, I had a tooth issue that was so bad. It was giving me massive headaches. And I had an impacted, my wisdom teeth got removed a long time ago, but I had an impacted one and part of the tooth stayed in there. And it got super infected and it got like buried under some gum. And your dad's had a lot of surgeries in the past on his face. I had the dog bite, I had the eye shit. But I also had a frenectomy when I was younger, which is I had a huge gap right here. Imagine your dad with a gap and a fucking bowl cut holding a New Kids on the Block doll. If you're in a higher membership tier, I will post that picture later. I'll post embarrassing pictures of myself for you if you're in a high membership tier, I promise. Because I got to give the goods, the gabagool. But they had to crank all my teeth together after cutting all this gum line. And so I have really weird, like back here is like a lot of bare area. When I got my ass kicked, lost the tooth that I was supposed to get taken out anyway. And right here. So I'm missing fucking teeth. And it's wild because they were loading me up with tramadol back then. They're like, here you go. And I'm very allergic to it. So when I took it, I got so fucking sick. And I told them I was sick and I couldn't have it anymore. And I just did like I took a lot of ibuprofen after my surgery. But it was crazy because they just kept, like, I had to have that shit removed. They just kept loading me up with it. It made me really sick. And to hear my friend who was suffering and going through very, very real pain, who has a documented history of this illness, have to fight to get anything to deal with some really heinous, bad condition that had to do with swelling. And they're just throwing tramadol at me for a tooth thing. It just, I think it's something that a lot of us are aware of. But yeah, I was told my pain wasn't real for years. You feel like it after a while. I feel fucking privileged. Even when I didn't have insurance, I felt way more privileged than my friends who did have insurance who weren't taken seriously. It's a fucking bummer. The woman I work with can barely walk. She looks absolutely miserable. She's Black. I got prescribed opioids for a sore throat back in the day. Got totally addicted for years. I don't get it. See, and she probably actually needs some form of opioid so that she can deal with crippling pain and probably a surgery or something to help. And it's just wild to me that people will just throw pharmaceuticals at people for, I'm not saying your pain wasn't valid. It obviously was. You were probably going through some shit when you got prescribed them with the sore throat, right? But like the fact that they're just no question asked, here you go. And then there's people suffering who actually have open fucking wounds and need help. Something's up. And I was just really surprised when I got that email right after I'd watched some shit on it. So yeah, it's really crazy. And then there's all the pills you have to take to counter the side effects from the other pills you're taking. Yes. And when I say I don't trust big pharma, I'm talking about, let me put it this way. If you need pills to live or because you're mentally ill and that's what helps you, if you need pills because you're in pain, get them. If there is I was one of those, I was like, get the vax when COVID came around. Now, here's the deal. Your dad got the wrong vax. He was impatient, got the one stick-'em shot, happened to be the last person in line at the HEB in Texas to get that shot before they shut it down because they had to revisit it and fix it because it was giving people like heart problems and thrombosis. And it did cause your dad, I think, and a couple of doctors have agreed, some issues. Now your dad's always had issues with his ovaries. Well, TMI. Lost one in band class, playing clarinet. I've told you, I call my ovaries Dale and Dale Jr. because one's dead and the other's on his way the fuck out. There are serious issues with some of the vaccines that were given out during COVID, and other ones saved people's lives. It's not a blanket yes or no. It depends on your body. If you're somebody, for example, again, minorities were finding that there were some severe issues that were happening because of vaccines given to them. And historically, the government has not tested on humans properly, let alone dependent on a person's skin color, which, people who are different races are prone to different types of ailments and they need to be considered. It's way beyond the makeup industry now. It's not just that there's less options for them in general. It's just, and like, this is nothing new. And it's just shocking to me that we're still dealing with this, that our friends and family, people we love, and minorities have to deal with all this bullshit, but they were not tested on and they were experiencing horrible side effects. I do not blame those people for being a little hesitant. If not, nah, fuck that. When I say I'm against big pharma, I think and I've said it before, I think they are overcharging the fuck out of people. They peddle to areas that they know are going to pump them full of income that they can take from insurance companies. And those are areas where there are a ton of vulnerable people in low income housing, places like Virginia where people are struggling to get by. And I think that they are targeting folks like, the mountain people of the West Virgins. And I think that they are ignoring and neglecting communities that actually need that medication. If there was a thorough balance and more checks and balances on these doctors, we wouldn't have billion-dollar fucking settlements going out to families who have lost loved ones. It's really fucking sad. Anyway, I think we're going to have to do an episode, and I would like to have some people on who have experienced this, because I don't think, and again, it's not, we could go narrow. We can go specifically African-American women, but it's not just them. It's a lot of different minorities, women and men, who get treated differently by doctors and nurses. And then we have the elderly of any race who get treated fucking horribly. And I've had a few of you who have spoken to me on the record and off the record about what's it called, DHA medication and poisoning and things that are happening in, vitamin industries and these holistic industries where you're taking medication and then you're getting really fucking sick and it's causing chronic illness for years. It's causing surgeries. So anyways, I'm going to be looking at doing like an in-depth medical episode. What do you guys think about that? I know it's a touchy subject. I know that it's controversial, but I feel like when I see patterns, I got to talk about those patterns. And I've been seeing a lot of people bringing this up lately. Most of the time, it doesn't even take the edge off my pain. I just threw all the hoops and the doc acts like I'm faking. Kelt, I'm so sorry about that. I wish that, what? There is, I know it sounds silly, but there is a fantastic documentary that this wrestler named DDP did. He runs DDP Yoga, and I used to be super against yoga. I thought it was some hippy dippy shit that doesn't help. And then another friend of mine who happens to be very fortunate and has a fantastic job with fantastic insurance and a great doctor had started seeing a back therapist who specialized in yoga and was talking about how DDP is really badass. And I'm like, that's crazy because I happen to be obsessed with DDP. I can't believe your doctor brought him up. But DDP is this wrestler who is super into health stuff and basically brought up that, hey, I can teach you how to use yoga with your pain to fight your pain. Also, thank you, True Grime Junkie, the OG, for becoming a member. I love you. Welcome to the cult. I'm your dad. But yeah, he was talking about how yoga can be used to help with basically wrestlers who get really bad injuries, like displaced hips. Like if you ever saw Kevin, I'm fucking blanking right now. Kevin Nash. If you ever saw him and Jake the Snake in the DDP documentary about Jake the Snake Roberts, I think it's called The Evolution of Jake the Snake Roberts, maybe. Anyway, that was on Netflix. This man had a really rough life. He was addicted to drugs. He smoked for many years. He had so many injuries early on. He lost his family at one point. We are going to talk about a cold case involving his sister that happened many years ago, and the lead suspect who did go to prison. The person who helped do it is out of prison now, and she's an adult and still hasn't told where Jake the Snake's sister's body is. We're going to talk about that. But on this subject line, him, while going through withdrawal, and Kevin Nash, who had just had a major hip surgery, went to DDP and said, help. You're our only choice. And both of them prescription pills were a big issue. DDP not only rehabbed them, he got them back to wrestling. Like Jake the Snake is wrestling right now. Like he's in AEW and Kevin Nash is healing. He's had a bit of a rough go. And yes, the bitch chain is back, everyone. It's back by popular demand. So is Kennedy. But anyway, while I'm not saying, oh, try yoga, that'll heal it, I'm saying try yoga. There's a DDP documentary series and there is a whole plan. I'll put a link in the description, and it's specifically designed to treat pain. And these dudes were in a lot of pain, and through the magic of DDP, they said that it helped with pain management because of something that has to do with like putting pressure. We've talked about, I told you how I used to tattoo. There's 7 layers of dermis, right? Once you go past that, there's this muscular tissue that apparently releases lactic acid when it's pushed. And that's what kind of gives you energy and helps your body naturally heal. And he talks about this process. And I'm not saying it's going to replace any needed surgeries. It's not going to help in lieu of medication, but it is something that has been used to help with very chronic pain, very well documented to the point where doctors are like begging him to come do speeches about it. And it kind of blew my mind because you can see the transformation up close. And I'll put a link. When you can't get help for your pain, it can force you into the black markets. And that sounds exactly supplementing it. I'd have weight loss surgery to do it. Also, on the subject of weight loss surgery, I don't know what kind you had, Adam, but I've had a lot of people bring up lap band and issues that they had with hormones after lap band. Issues that all kinds of issues. Oh, hello. New member, right? I already said new member, right? I need to recognize everybody who's a new member because I want to. What the fuck, Rock Chalk? 20? Oh my God. First of all, your Aunt Rock Chalk's here. Clean your room. Everyone clean your room. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Rock Chalk. Oh my God. I just remembered. Rock Chalk, can you put your email in the chat or can you email me, please? Because I need to send you my phone number so we can just... Enough with the will they, won't they. I need you to come on my channel, but I need to be able to get a hold of you ASAP. Don't put it in chat, though. I don't want anyone to fucking get goofy and call you and heavy breathe like Bev in the night. But thank you for the 20 memberships. You're so sweet. And I'm very interested, guys. We're going to get ready, get prepped on BTK, get prepped on Kansas cases, get prepped on Oklahoma, because we're going to be talking to Aunt Rock soon. And thank you so much for all those gifted memberships. Oh, God is good. God is good. And by God, I mean my dog. I'm talking about Migos. But yeah, I'm very curious what you guys think about the pain industry, about the way that minorities are treated when it comes to that sort of shit. Have you had any experience with DHA? Have you had a lab band surgery and then freaked out and killed your whole family? I asked that because there have been quite a few people who have freaked out and killed a lot of people after lab band surgery. And I'm not saying it causes that. But what I'm saying is the mesh inside of there did cause a 20-year lawsuit. And a lot of people have experienced almost like postpartum depression issues. And I've just seen a lot of talk about that too. What do you think about that? What do you think? I'm going to play through some of y'all stuff. And then we're going to get to it. Hello, good evening, Nighthawk. Rock Chalk's here. Oh my God. Rock Chalk, Nighthawk. Everybody's here. Let's go through some of your comments. I got to meet the Ultimate Warrior. Ah, that's crazy. If you want to see some shit, Kelt, look up the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan YouTube. Hulk Hogan YouTube. Him and Hulk Hogan got into a YouTube creator battle before it was a thing. I mean, they were literally I would say Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior were the OG David Dobrik and Trish Paytas, if you will. Who's who? You decide. I mean, accusation. I fucked Linda, like crazy shit. And then the Undertaker accepted an award at the Hall of Fame, and then the next day, the Warrior Award, and then the next day he died. He had a heart attack, and he talked about, if I die right here, right now, if my heart gives out, and then the next day he died. It was fucking crazy. You guys, if you got a membership, if you were one of the 20 gifted members, you need to thank Rock Chalk and go to Rock Chalk's channel. I swallowed ice wrong. Go to Rock Chalk's channel. I'm going to put it in the description too. Go there. Rock is the best. Rock's like me. We're all about the little people. Hey, listen, we're here. We want to engage with you. We want to talk to you. It ain't about the money. It's about you, honey. We want to talk to you guys. We want to hear your secrets. I want to look at your pimple popping videos. Send those. I'm your dad. She's crazy Uncle Rock. And she'll fucking get you. Anybody tries to fuck with you, she'll show up on a motorcycle. She's badass. I don't actually know if she will show up on a motorcycle. I think she'll show up in an RV though. She's dope. She went to a Radio Shack for us. And if you didn't know, there's a Radio Shack in Guyman, Oklahoma. Yeah, DDP Yoga is legit. Like, it's really crazy. I have a friend named Kool-Aid. He's a comic. Yes, he goes by Kool-Aid. Yes, he dresses like the Kool-Aid man. He did DDP Yoga, lost a fuckload of weight. How much did he lose? Do you remember? Was it 150 pounds? It was something like 150. And he was like, I don't want to miss weight him, but it was up there. I think it was above 400 and something. It was like above 500 pounds even. And then Jake the Snake saw it and said, hey, you do stand-up comedy, and what happened? Oh my God, you lost all this weight. I think he even lived with DDP for a while, and then he went on tour with Jake the Snake. Now, I'm not saying if you lose 150 pounds, Jake the Snake will take you on tour, but that's crazy. And that guy, I'd known him for 10 years before that happened. He had been struggling with weight loss for so long. Just being able to go to gigs was a problem. It was difficult for him. And he literally got into DDP Yoga so hard, he was able to travel the world. He lives in Vegas now. He's the best. You had gastric bypass? I'm curious, did you notice mood changes? Because here's what I'm getting at. There are some people, I'm curious, is it a specific kind by a specific company? What's going on with, like, there's Brian Koberger, right? And then there's Taylor Morrison. Is that her name? Taylor Morris? Taylor Morton, sorry. Who murdered a girl named Reagan, I believe was her name, in East Texas in New Boston. Your dad's first crush in middle school was on a boy from New Boston. He was dumb as a bag of rocks, but I thought his accent was cool. And New Boston is East Texas. Everybody from there sounds like Stone Cold son of a bitch. What? Anyway. That girl, gastric bypass, killed Reagan, cut her baby out of her belly. Brian Koberger, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but he fucking did it. Killed 4 kids. Gastric bypass. There have been countless others. I say countless because there's just a lot. And is there something to that? Like, is there a specific kind people are getting? Is it hormonal? Does it have to do with like not doing it right? You know, because you're not supposed to overeat when you get full on it. Is what's going on with that? Is that just a pattern I happen to notice that's coincidental? I'm curious if it affects anger or rage the way like a head injury can. I have fibro, chronic migraines, chronic GERD, what the surgery is for, and my muscles feel like they are burning often, but no doctor has figured out yet why. Have you been checked for lupus? I'm not a doctor, but that sounds very lupusy. Like it's a lot of, isn't it? Like that's a lot of symptoms that people get when they have lupus. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong in saying the wrong thing, but I think I've got a couple of friends with that, and that sounds like a lot of what they go through. It feels like fibromyalgia. There's also another one where it hurts to be touched, and there was an episode of House, and House is based off of a book by, I think her name's Dr. Lisa, and everything's based off of a true story, like real patients. And there was a girl who was going through also that, like chronic migraines, had to have multiple surgeries. It didn't help. She would like, it hurt to be touched. Like she would scream in the sunlight. It was fucking crazy. Lap band isn't as common anymore, but it was something that could be adjusted and removed. I wonder, I'm just curious. The thing is HIPAA, you know, and good, you know, we want privacy, but because of HIPAA, we don't know what kind really Brian got. And I don't think we know what kind Taylor got. I think she got one from Mexico. Interesting. But then again, look at Maya's case, Maya Kowalski's case. The doctor in Mexico had to go there specifically to help her. Rock Chalk, I'm going to share your shit tonight. I want everybody go. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm only here. Your dad's only going to pimp creators that your dad thinks are good. And I think Rock Chalk's good. I think Rock Chalk's fucking dope. I took 2 Benadryls today and they're not working. I gastric, got sicker with lupus. Oh shit, you got both. Doctor finally admitted, I guess losing weight doesn't cure things. Oh my God. That's horrible. I'm sorry you went through that. Have you looked into that thing? We were talking about it the other day about poo transplants. How people with like really severe illnesses are getting shit transplants. They're getting new Duke put in their Duke holes. And beyond a colonoscopy. And I'm wondering, because they're saying that it's helped so much stuff. And I'm curious, you know, have you looked into that? I think they're really expensive. People are trying to put their own shit in, like other people's shit in your shit. What should I Google to find more about? I'm going to put it below, but it's called DDP Yoga, Diamond Dallas Page. Actually, I'll put it in now and I'm going to put it below the video. And he's such a good motivational speaker. And I know this is kind of silly, but all the wrestlers in WWE do his yoga now every single day. And they're having longevity in their careers. They're experiencing so many less medical issues. And I've got a couple of friends who have done it and lost. I told you earlier, Alex, he lost a shitload of weight. There was a guy I was in a Facebook group with who weighed over 700 pounds and he lost a shitload of weight. And now he can get out of the van and he started dating because he would just chill in the van all day. It's crazy. Taylor Parker Wade. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. We got to go back. Okay, I'm going to put this just so I don't forget. But Diamond Dallas Page Yoga. I'm going to put this in the chat. Here you go. And if you email me, maybe your dad will send you a link to something so that, you know, you can get an intro maybe for free. But I think that this is, you can also look a lot of this up on YouTube if you're not into spending that much money. But they also, he has like these free try it plans. I need to highlight this. Taylor Parker and her boyfriend Wade is my son-in-law's best friend. I'm gonna puke. Oh my God. So I know people who knew her through her photography. Some friends of mine are also into hog farming from where I grew up, and they moved to East Texas, and some other friends just went to East Texas to like get help with some hog situation from, I guess, him from Wade. That whole first of all, it's really hard to find trial footage. It's such a fucked up case. We're gonna talk about it. I'm shocked that you're connected by proxy to both that and BDK. Oh my god, Rock. I'm telling y'all, Rock has the best stories. I can't wait to have you on. We're gonna do this. I need to pick a date though, because I know that your schedule might not be as wonky as mine. So I want to make sure that we pick a date. I have a list of questions that's ever expanding for you. And now I have more. People have a hard time retaining vitamins and minerals. It can affect everything if you don't stay on it. Yeah, that's true. Shoot, it's a good thing I've been working down on my fentanyl patches then. It's getting rough though, and I don't know how to get off of it. Patronus, there are websites on getting off of it. I can personally send you, or I'll link them below. You know what's it called? It's the same group that there was a girl whose brother was addicted to them, and I believe it was in DC or Maryland, or I'm sorry, Maryland or Jersey. Might have been Camden even. And they made a whole Vice documentary about her because she made a documentary during the pandemic where she lived with her brother, who was a recovering addict fresh out of jail, and was trying to teach him or help him stay sober, trying to get him off of opioids. I believe he passed away, and she passed away since the documentary happened, and it was so fucking sad. But they set up an organization that was designed to help people who are trying to get off of opioids and fentanyl patches, specifically who have medical conditions, how to ease off of it and wean off of it, and how to take advantage of resources you might not know about that can help you. Because some people get sent, I guess, to get oh shit, I don't remember what it's called. Meth something. Anyway, they get sent to methadone. Some people will get sent to methadone clinics. Some people try kratom, which is a big mistake. And they kind of help people who are in a position, especially if you're in a position where you don't have the insurance. And I think I told y'all it's the Northwest Canadian Pharmacy if you have like insane. Listen, your dad's all about saving you money and getting your money from the government fucking returned to you and finding you free healthcare. That's what I'm all about. That's what this is. And I'm telling you, look into that Northwest Canadian Pharmacy if you guys have medication that's too expensive here. I did get confirmation that it's legal. Go to unclaimed government funds. I'm going to show you if you haven't gone yet. And please, if you can, report to me if this works for you, because I have exciting news about that. I really do. And yeah, Diamond Dallas Page Yoga, DDP Yoga. Yeah, I know you guys have plenty of your own shit, but you can replace your shit with other cleaner shit. And it helps. Oh my God, yes, that's another one, Allison. Stephen Stearns and Jennifer Soto had weight loss surgery. I have lupus, and after my hysterectomy, many of my symptoms lessened, and I go into remission for longer periods now. Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. I want a hysterectomy so bad. Okay. I lost my mom and little sister to a car accident. It was and still horrible even 40 years later. I'm so sorry about that, hun. Losing your whole family is just... Who do we need to get fucking revenge on, Erica? Let's get revenge. Do we need to do a voodoo on someone? Tell me who. Thank you for emailing me. Yes, the DDP documentary, is it called Relentless? God, he's so great. Thank you for emailing me. I'm going to check that in a little bit. Daisy Live Love. Hey, boo. I also need to talk to you. Actually, Daisy Live Love, if you're around after this, I don't know how late you stay up. I know you got a kid or whatever, but like, if you want to chat, let me know. Not today. I had some hardware replaced. I got the old hardware. Okay. Daisy. I can help you. It took me a year to get off my fem patches. Okay, so True Crime, the OG. Do you want to drop? I don't know if it'll let you drop the link, but if you have an email address, if you can temporarily put it in your bio, then Patronus, if you guys can hook up with each other. If one of y'all needs to email me the others, and then I'll facilitate whatever you need to do. If you guys got to talk in real life, it's a very real concern. I've talked about her before, I think, but my friend Christy had cancer and was given fentanyl patches. She left one on, went to take a warm shower. Your pores open up in a hot shower or when you get warm, and it took too much in and she died. And she was already dealing with like severe cancer. Like I think she was stage 4, but she didn't expect to go that soon. And it's a real issue that it's not something that's forever. You know what I mean? Like people need to get off of it. And if you're having a hard time and you need to reach out and you're scared and you don't have anyone to talk to, or maybe you're just scared to tell a family member, if you're in the chat, and I will not talk about you on the air, message me. I'll try to help you get those resources. And also, I highly encourage you guys linking up, talking to each other. If we ever talk about something and you see someone in the chat who's got an issue, let's say, someone in the chat has an issue because they're afraid of a specific type of, card they've been dealt, and you've dealt with that and you want to talk to them. If you need me to facilitate, or if you can, by all means, do it. Yeah, don't get on methadone. That's what I'm saying. They try to do that to people. And it's like, and kratom, exactly. And they do that to people, or people go to it because they have nowhere else. Isn't it the worst when you take a late night pee and realize there's no ass wipe in the bathroom? Yes. It makes me think of that Seinfeld episode. Can you spare a square? Can anyone spare a square? God, and what's also worse is when you have people in the house and you could do the shit creep to the kitchen. You know about the shit creep, right? We got a little doo-doo, but it's like I got a wipe, but there's nobody except the family dog. And you're like, okay, I'm going to creep, pants down, maybe with a dangler, try to make it to the kitchen, get some paper towels, finish the job, and then clean up later. Like fucking Pulp Fiction, but with shit. Can someone recommend a good flea solution or collar or whatever? Says Tiff. I've had my cats for over 10 years and they've never had fleas, but after moving to California, they're being attacked. Oh, shit. Anybody in the chat? I don't know about cats. That rhymed. I don't know about cats. I honestly, what I would do is I would just Google whichever one has the highest rating and then look and make sure they're not bought ratings and then order that off Amazon. If I had the money, I would immediately call a vet and have my animal in there. But sometimes it's like you're in that position where it's like, I can't do that, or I don't want to trust the wrong collar. So I get you, Tiff. If anybody out there has a suggestion for Tiff on what collar to get her cats, or a flea solution. Fuck, you might have to wash a cat. Ugh, that's so hard. Yo, have done kratom a few times. I took the warp speed ones. Yikes, says Adam. Yeah. I've had friends take it and they're like, no problem, just wouldn't do it again. But I've had friends do it and slip into a K-hole and they are fucking nuts now. Just saw your post. After my older sister diagnosed extremely rare from ovary clear cell cancer, doctors recommended her sisters have ovaries removed. Hurt tremendously. Stay strong. Oh, Margaret. Yeah. I mean, when my ovary went, that shit sucked. I've never felt pain like that in my life. I'll tell you what, when I was stabbed, hurt way less than when my ovary popped as a kid. Because I was in 8th grade. That hurt 1,000 times more than being stabbed. I felt nothing when I was stabbed. You just go totally numb. But when your ovary gives out, oh my God. It's like you want to throw up a fart. I don't know how to explain it. Hi, Pat. Okay, wait. Daisy Live Love. Adam wants you to know it's ahoylandpirate@gmail.com. Oh, yeah, that's how you guys can get your Gmails in there. Here's the thing. I set it to allow links, and it doesn't always allow links. Hi, Jamie's is Cowboys. I also have had some issues with it letting chat pop up, and that pisses me off. I'm going to go slow and scan through these in case there were answers to Tiff's questions. But I have acknowledged the overlords at YouTube and reached out to them. So we'll see what they say. I've been working on lowering the level for 4 years. I'm finally down to the lowest dose, but my pain level has been so high for so long time. So having none, I can't. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're at the lowest level possible, I don't know what the step is below that, but if there's something that you can do that a nurse in the chat or someone knows about, or maybe if there's a resource that can help you get weaned onto something, less risky, if that's what you got to do, maybe we can get you some resources to do that. But I would definitely reach out um, to the person earlier, because I think that maybe, I mean, if they've experienced that, maybe they got something that can help you. The only reason I knew to ask my ex got a knee replacement. They used old parts. He had to have another surgery to replace. If you start having problems, go to the doctor right away. Oh shit. Yeah, sometimes shit can retract. My eye plate tried to retract. It was supposed to just take a few months to heal. It took almost 10 years. It was 5 years before it was to a point where I wasn't like dealing with constant green goo coming out of my eye. Is it really safe to use that Canadian? See, if they have it, yes. I mean, I talked to my old bosses the other day and they used it to get a different kind of blue chew that they had a prescription for. They're a sweet gay married couple, 2 adult consenting males. But this medication that they were prescribed to use instead of that, they could get much cheaper through that pharmacy, and they did it recently. And then I was looking at reviews and looking at the not just there, but there is a forum. It's an old forum. It's called Erowid, EROWID. Now, there are going to be people, it's almost like Reddit for drugs. There are going to be people who think, "Oh hell no, I don't ever want to go there." But I would rather send you there than somewhere that you're just going to get an answer that has to do with an advertisement or a product placement. But it's a site where people who use either recreational or prescribed drugs put their experiences and discuss with other users things ranging from side effects to how to know if it's got fentanyl in it. I actually need to check and see if it's still up, but I believe it was the same site that we even saw in college. But I think they might have had to make a mirror site. I'll check, and if it's there, I'll put it below. I mean, you're gonna see people in there that are gonna be like, "Oh, I hippie flipped and took a bunch of acid next." You're gonna see irresponsible dickheads, but you're also going to see people who are dealing with issues like this, and people who want to, report that there are specific medications going around in a specific area to look out for. And it used to be the site that you would go to back in the early 2000s to see if your ecstasy was real. Uh, it's also got other uses that I think are very applicable now in the opioid era, especially in the era where people are cutting drugs. And it's one of those situations where, like, if you've got somebody who is an addict in your family, or if you yourself are an addict, no judgment. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. But if you need a resource to find out about something like how to handle withdrawals, what other people's experiences are, an honest, anonymous place where people discuss their experiences, because you might be able to use that in a way that helps you, i.e., oh, good, this is something that has happened to someone else, and here's what they did. As far as like, this is what doctor they went to, this is what resource they used. This pill doesn't look right. I need to make sure I'm not taking something bad. I'd rather you just do that than risk it, So I'll post that below. Yeah, I gotta go. Oh shit, I gotta go pretty far. But yeah, as far as that Canadian pharmacy, use at your own risk, but I would look it up. I haven't used it in a while, but I've had people report to me that they have and that it's fine as long as you have a prescription. I believe there's some sort of weird loophole that has to do with, as long as you have a prescription, it helps you with the Big Pharma markup. Yeah, I'm going in the direction. I'm almost there. Please check with your neighbors and local vets for what flea meds they use. Living in 2 places in California, I had to change flea meds for my dog when I moved. Excellent. This is good advice. I'm also on Dilaudid down to 2 milligrams. Constant pain for, arthritis. Ugh. If there's anybody in the chat who wants to hook up with Patronus Glow to talk about these issues because you have a solution that's not harmful, please do. Please do. Okay, we're going to get to the point. Let's do this. Also, heads up, by the way, if you go check out that pharmacy online and it works out and you see that it's all on the up and up and you feel comfortable with it, if you get a good discount, good. But just be aware that they can't, last I heard, they can't do refrigerated stuff. They can't do insulin, unfortunately. But yeah, okay, let's get to the point. So here's why we're here today. First thing is I want to put on something for you that I had been looking for during the Karen Reed case to send to Melanie, because she had the dog bite expert on, who is fucking amazing. What a badass. So she had him on, and I remember thinking, like, shit, there's this episode of Forensic Files that I want to send her, because I think it was so applicable to the case. It was definitely precedent. And by the way, after more research, there was like 5 or 6 episodes of Forensic Files that deal with exactly what happened in the Karen Reed case in reference to the situation with the alleged dog bites. So there was one episode, and I thought it happened in Texas, and I was like, fuck, I wish I could find it. And I Googled it. I looked around for it everywhere. The one that I thought it wasn't, it was. And I overlooked it. It was my bad. This is why you read the fine print, kids. But anyway, I finally found it. It's too little too late, I guess. But I think I rewatched it last night, and I was like, fuck, I just need people to see this. So what I thought was, we'll watch it. Because your dad's going long tonight because his boyfriend's playing video games on his headset. If you hear talking in the background, threatening, threats to bang someone's mom, that's him fighting with his friends on the internet over Fortnite. But what I want to do is I want to show you this episode. It directly relates, I think, to what happened in the Karen Reed case as far as injuries go, dog bites, stuff like that. The information in it that I think is relevant here is not only the visuals, and by the way, trigger warning, it involves a child. The child did pass away. It is very sad. The parents ended up getting put in prison over satanic panic, believe it or not, and over abuse, mainly abuse claims, but the satanic panic shit was big. The situation is horrific. They are going to show you crime scene photos that are real in this case. Normally, I wouldn't pick this type of content just straight up for YouTube, but they look so much like the issues that we discussed with John O'Keefe's injuries. Almost replicated en masse, like a lot. Simultaneously, there is also a lot of information on forensics that can be done in situations like that. What was available at the time, which was around 2001 was when this was made, this episode, but the case is older than that. How many experts there are in the field that would cover things like dog bites and injuries, and how far up cases like it went. What could have been done back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and even before was so much more than was done at all in the Karen Reed case. And it blew my mind to hear, like, you know, there aren't that many cases where things like people saying, like, this is unique, this is weird. How can she be a dog bite expert, blah, 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 about that doctor? Listen, this is going to silence all that. This puts that shit to shame. Not only are there multiple methods that deserved exploration when it came to John's injuries, there are experts in these methods that are fucking flawless, that solve cases, and that were good enough to be on Forensic Files. And I think it's really fucking important that people see this, because, I mean, it's just shocking. It's really shocking. So I'm going to play this. We're going to probably go about 5 or 6 minutes into it, and then I'll pause it and we'll collect our thoughts and I'll hear from you. And we'll go a bit until we get to a point where it's like, okay, we've seen enough. But I really want you, I want to show you the whole thing. It's not that long. It's like 20 minutes, but we're going to see how far we can go. Also, holy shit. I had a dog go blind from a tick bite from Texas Lone Star tick. Also, no vet could figure it out. That is wild, Lisa. What kind of dog? Oh my gosh. Oh no. Fucking ticks scare me, dude. Ticks are terrifying. We're an anti-tick cult. Do you want me to beat the fuck out of that tick? Because your dad will go find that fucking tick and bash its brains in right now. Okay. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to turn myself down. Also, by the way, before I turn it on, I'll make an announcement. Because I need to go blow my nose. I cannot breathe. Your dad is working on figuring out a time, getting Auntie Deb is very busy right now, obviously, but I'm working on that. Auntie Deb's still coming. Your dad's got an old friend who is into computers that I've referenced quite a bit early on in this channel. Someone who one might call a hacker. Oh, they definitely had they did some hacking stuff a while back. That was big time. They're very smart. They are someone who turned into, if you will, an ethical hacker. They are all about ethical OSINT. They are very brilliant. They are, if you will, a genius. I'm going to rip on him for doing Kratom. He's going to be pissed about it. But he did do Kratom once, and that's how I know it's bad. He did it more than once. But the point is, he's a very brilliant mind who has worked with Dad on a lot of cases. I trust him. I adore him. I have not actually gotten to speak with him in a couple of weeks now. But there are a couple of cases, especially one that Hudson, Brother Hudson, he might not be here right now, but you've seen him before in chat. Brother Hudson talks about. We're going to talk about that case and about a guy in Florida who could or couldn't be responsible for a lot of fucked up shit from back in the day. 90s cases. We're going to talk about cold cases and how we work together. And that's Dad's friend. He's been on a couple of other channels. He is very good at what he does, and he has helped your dad out tremendously. And I'm very excited to welcome him. His name is Alex. His name is Uncle Alex, and he'll be here one day. However, I also have another friend that I've invited over to meet the kids. I don't know if they're going to come. I got a confirmation from Auntie Deb that she's going to try to make it soon. She's just very busy because of the verdict. Alex, definitely. Uncle Alex is probably going to pop by quite a bit. The person that your dad invited over, that I'm hoping they say yes, I would love for them to speak out so that people can hear it from them, is a person who runs a blog. That blog is called Exoskeletal Undead. Do you remember that? That blog is the blog that posts art. And that blog is the blog that all the art was stolen from and used at John Ray's press conference. The creator is not Exoskeletal Undead. Exoskeletal Undead owns the blog that shares a lot of artists, like a shitload. Some of it is very PG. Some of it is gorgeous and haunting. Some of it is fucking terrible and crazy. But it's still art. And it's subjective. And by horrible, I mean, oh my God, holy shit, that's terrifying. Not like this art sucks. Like, it's incredible art. It's just the subject matter is like, oh, fuck. To some people, it's terrible. It's what's the word? It's horror art. It's supposed to be terrible. Just like a heel in wrestling is supposed to be a bad guy. So, with that said, are you going to see tits and vag and a little bit of dingus? Some nudity in artwork? Yes. You might see furries ripping someone's tits off. You might see something horrible that doesn't vibe with you. But the point is, it's not Victoria's. It goes to an artist who made it for a purpose. They could have been healing their own trauma. They could have had someone they love who had that happen to them. They could be making art for a movie or film like the Hannibal art. All we know about this person is that they have a blog where they just share bulk amounts of art from all kinds of subject matters. It's pop culture. It's beautiful. Whether you like the specific art or not, it's beautiful that someone gives a showcase for artists. And it's really fucked up and sad that John Ray decided to twist it into something it wasn't. That these artists were misattributed. And not only that, that they were doxxed because of John Ray. And then that shit was put all over Newsweek, Politan, all that shit. And pushed as something it wasn't, for a purpose it wasn't, and affiliated with a serial killer that these people had nothing to do with. And the person whose blog it came from is getting all kinds of shit. And it's not fair and it's not right. And I invited them to come on. Because your dad thinks that people need to see. If people, here's what I think it's going to do. And here's why I did it. Why I invited him. Because the people in Reddit, the people on, TikTok, all the conspiracy theorists who want to think the worst, even, it's sad to say, even Newsweek, and I'm not talking about all of Reddit or all of the people who watch his channel. I'm talking about the select few who has decided to go full anti-goth and fucking put on loose fucking scrunchies, shitty rubber bands broken on their scrunchies. Let's just say that. These are fucking hangers who are hurting people with the content they produce. They are crying out, well, how do we know this isn't Victoria's? It's the internet. She could be using a VPN and creating a whole identity. Just because it says it's a person named Taylor doesn't mean. Let's shut them the fuck up, shall we? Let's get this person on and have them explain what happened to them, because I want people to see what this kind of bullshit does to complete strangers who did nothing, who did not kill anyone. And then maybe they'll all shut the fuck up. Ooh, it pisses your dad off. Ooh, it pisses your dad off. Okay, now we're going to get into Karen Reed. What are we, an hour in? Great. Because I want to watch Little Irish Girl is the best. She sends me her and Adam and everybody on the Twitters who likes to get in fights and back up your dad or back your dad up when he's going on a dad rant. Send me the best shit. And she tweeted at me Jackson's Pirouette, whatever how you say it. It's so great. How about this? How about we watch it and then we'll watch the forensic files, because I want you to see something funny. I'm sorry, I had to go all the way down because I missed a lot of stuff. Ugh. Oh, I got my first block on Twitter. I was so proud. I'm proud of you. I think Jacob blocked me. I can't respond to her now because I was like, she was good. I'm glad. Like, this is what needed to happen about Michael Proctor. And I was like, bitch, didn't you back his ass up? What? Oh, I thought he was the good guy. Oh, now you're against it. Okay. Thank you so much, Nighthawk. Coffee time. Oh, you're so beautiful, Nighthawk. I love your hair. You guys are flawless. You're all flawless. What kind of coffee are you getting, Nighthawk? Tell me. And also, thank you for coming to this channel. Thank you for supporting this channel. You're the best. I love you. I love you all you kids. Yeah, I'm going to have to, we're going to all, one of these days, we're going to do scrunchies up and we'll all change our profile picture to the scrunchie of our choice. Yeah, he had his torch and pitchfork on artists, on the most sensitive people on earth who aren't trying to hurt nobody. A lot of art is created from pain. It's made to be therapeutic, and he's just fucking it up. Imagine John Ray crashing into your therapy session, because that's what the metaphor is that I'm getting at. Imagine him kicking down the door, looking like a fucking fuck boy Colonel Sanders with a fucking shitty ass scrunchie and a cane and being like, you murderer, because you wore a fucking t-shirt with a skull on it. Get fucking real. What a psycho, dude. Like, again, give him his flowers for what happened at the beginning. But I'm sorry. The second you've gone King Joffrey, you're out, dude. Alan Jackson is my dog, dude. When he said, we ain't got no quit, I was like, oh, what? What in the Matthew McConaughey A Time to Kill just happened? I love that shit. Yeah, Jackson was from Texas. Hell yeah, shit kicking boy. He's the best. Money and Jax, thank you for the $10. Kumara kid, what does that mean? I like that. That sounds official. Oh, wait, is that a scrunchie around a potato? Oh my God. Oh my God, I love that so much. Will you send me that? Send me a picture of that. We'll have to make that a badge or an emoji later. Too much like a cock ring. Fuck, look at that again. You're the best, Bun Button Jags. You're so funny. Y'all are all fucking funny. Nighthawks, did you tell me, Nighthawk, what kind of coffee you're getting? Very interested in what you kids are consuming. Did Nighthawk say? We're gonna find out soon. I'll update you soon with what night. Oh, thank you for the fur baby treats. What kind of treats are you drinking though? What kind of coffee? What do you get? What do you get? What do you get? What do you guys like in your coffee? And then we're gonna watch the pirouette. It's not funny about Liz's daughter. It's not. It's shitty. It's fucking shitty that he did that shit. It is fucking terrible. It's funny though to me that people are believing John Ray. That's crazy. And also, yeah, fuckboy Colonel Sanders is what he looks like. And also, yeah, that's art. It's what it's made to. It is literally created to invoke emotion. Also, by the way, if you guys don't know, Lisa, if you don't know, people in here, a lot of us have that disorder where we like laugh because we're uncomfortable. So when you see me talking about these people doing heinous shit and I'm laughing at the absurdity of it. I'm laughing because I'm fucking uncomfortable. I don't know what to think about this guy doing that shit to that girl other than this is fucked up. Even Shannon's sister was like, hell no. And he's up there proclaiming to be her lawyer. He's putting her in the hot seat. That's fucked up. Why isn't the purple sticker next to your name? I don't know. Why not? It should be there. I don't know what's going on. See what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, it said that if I don't edit anything, then I can have my chat up, right? And then my chat wasn't up for like 24 hours. And then it finally popped up this morning, but then it suggested that I edit something. And I was like, what? And it like auto puts together a part where there's like blank space or something. And then the chat went away. But then when I viewed it from my phone, I could see it. So I'm very confused. I don't know what's going on. You're a sweet potato? I like regular potatoes, but I love it. I think Michelle is a member. I don't know why it's not popping up. Okay, we're going to start. You stole a scrunchie from JR? Yeah, someone brought up a cock ring. It does look like a cock ring a little bit. Yeah, you did. So what the fuck? I highly recommend messaging YouTube, but it might be better tomorrow. That's most of my problems with YouTube are solved in the morning and I don't know why. Like it's before I can do anything about it and then they get fixed. And if I do send a message or try to reach out, it's fixed and then I look like an asshole. So I'm like, ah, shit. Yeah, send me Getty images. Suffolk County interviewed 300 escorts and referred 15 cases regarding LISC task force. Yes. And they talked about how there were quite a few that they spoke with in jail. And I found some old footage in regards to early body parts that were found that I'm going to show you guys eventually. I want to kind of put it together in an order. Especially one of them was connecting cherries to another case via a black suitcase. And it was a case that we don't hear about that often. That is not on the big list, you know? And then they connected that. At one point, the media stated that the police were forced to connect that to Peaches, which means 3 are connected. And they're trying to connect Peaches to Lisk. So do we add those now? And it's some really old footage. Been watching a lot of really old footage, and we're going to watch some ourselves. Yeah, I don't understand. It gives you a badge if you're a channel member, but it also gives you options, I think. Hello, Kylie. Welcome. Welcome to being a new member. Yeah, Michelle, you are. Kylie is. But look, Kylie doesn't have a purple thing next to hers, so I don't really know what the... We'll figure it out. Hello, uncomfortably numb. No, I didn't say chat roulette, but I mean chat roulette. Okay, let's see. Update your app. Oh, Shit, yes. Everybody update your YouTube app, I guess. That could be a thing, especially if you're using a like an iPhone or an iPad or something like that. It shows on your phone. Okay. Maybe are you on a desktop? Not an iPad. We're gonna have to look into that. I need to find out. Hello, Michelle Lalonde. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the cult. You're in a cult now. I'm your dad. Did you clean your room? Got it on your phone. So weird. That's interesting. And look, now it's showing up. I'm seeing like a little green thing with you. It's interesting. Interesting. Okay, everybody, she's okay. She's okay. We figured it out. The purple sticker is a potato. And I think it says curious potato. It either says it says baked potato, I think, or curious potato. I need to look. I'll change the potatoes every once in a while. Sounds like an Apple thing. most of the time it is. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get to this. I'm gonna show you Jackson's pirouette that was sent to me by Little Irish Girl. And it's so fucking funny. And I can't stop laughing at the response of is this you, Little Irish Girl? Or is this someone else? I don't know, but it'll show up, I guess, in the thing. If you haven't seen this, oh my God, it's so funny. And she even said she can't stop. I can't watch it enough. And I'm like, yeah, fucking me neither now. Thanks a lot. I cannot stop watching it. It's so fucking funny. We gotta go to YouTube. Oh, okay, hold on. Why did it do that? Oh, because I already had it pulled up. Great. Nope, stop screen. Now let's represent. Your dad's working on it. We're trying our best. Here we go. All right, let me know if you can hear it.
So gets hit by the car, not his torso, just the arm. The taillight cracks, and as it passes by, his arm stays with it long enough to get striations, those scratches that you see, those lacerations. I'm sorry, those abrasions, right?
In a sense, yes.
At the same time, he does a pirouette and flies 30 feet.
I don't know if he did a pirouette.
Well, I'm using the word pirouette. He spun around.
He started rotating counterclockwise. I don't know how far he ran counterclockwise, but he started rotating. According to that, would push him to rotate counterclockwise. Whether he went counterclockwise all the way to his back toward the ground, it seems like the most likely possibility.
Guys, we gotta watch it again. It's so funny.
So gets hit by the car, not his torso, just the arm. The taillight cracks, and as it passes by, his arm stays with it long enough to get striations, those scratches that you see, those lacerations. I'm sorry, those abrasions, right?
In a sense, yes.
At the same time, he does a pirouette and flies 30 feet.
I don't know if he did a pirouette.
Well, I'm using the word pirouette. He spun around.
He started rotating counterclockwise. I don't know how far he ran counterclockwise, but he started rotating. According to that, would push him to rotate counterclockwise. Whether he went counterclockwise all the way to his back toward the ground, it seems like the most likely possibility.
Holy shit. Like, holy shit, you guys. He did a pirouette. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. That guy sounded so nervous. Oh my God. Yeah, he's a born ice skater. Oh my God. Pat, join the cult. Get in here. We're going to get back to the dog bite. I promised I'd show everyone this first because this is applicable. It's Karen Reed stuff. Hello, Darlene on Long Island. It really is long. It's long. I looked at it on a map. I want to see the transcript and how they wrote this. Yeah, you know that woman was like, Adam is hilarious. And then he flew. And then he magically flew. And then he looked like that referee. Have you seen the referee gif where the ref's arm bends and does this? And it's like a WWE ref. It is such a funny gif. That is what it looked like in the reconstruction video. It was so crazy. Newt the Shoot. You used to teach high school physics. This would have been fun to laugh at in class. Oh my God, I wish. He was flung. He was flung and thrusting about, apparently. Hello, Jamies. Hello. Hello, Debil doll. Hello. We're just talking about apparently he did a pirouette. Apparently John O'Keefe did a pirouette. He had to do ballet. He had to do ballet to get in the position for the forensics to make sense. Sometimes you have to do ballet so the forensics line up. You know? 30 fucking feet he flew back. That's flanged. He was flanged. It's beyond flung, it's flanged. Yes, there's membership. I figured it out. I read the fine print. I had finally read some. I've been reading a book that it's shameful because I got it and then like literally the next day Nancy Grace had the author on and I was like, oh fuck, because I already started reading it. I'm like 40 pages in and then she's like, he's a brilliant genius. And I'm like, I was on the fence about him and now I'm like, fuck, what smut am I reading? And it did seem a little weird because he talks about his sources early in the beginning and he's like, things that I sourced from the internet. And I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, what's this going to be? So you guys think they would have relieved Proctor of his duties if they would have found her guilty? Thank God they didn't. Yeah, exactly. Also, they're like, upon finding out, we have bitch, you guys fucking knew. What are you talking about finding out? You knew. You started an investigation into it. You should. And also, he got to keep. First of all, it's here. Oh my God, I have so many thoughts. His salary is almost as much as James Burke's from Long Island, from Suffolk. But he's in Boston, who has a bit lower salary, I believe. He had almost $200K that he is still being paid. He got that $200K. He's still being paid. Fascinating. If they gave a fuck, they would have. First of all, Sandra Birchmore and John Proctor, none of those cops deserve to be paid. They should all be fucking fired and all in jail, in my opinion. And I think when they put them in prison or jail, wherever, they should say, hey, this guy used to be a cop. And then fucking toss him in there. Fuck it. Fuck him. Ballet and flying happen, survey says. Oh my God. We're talking about squirrel physics. Glad someone can do it. I would be in traction. Laughing my ass off. Well, supposedly the ground was so frozen, maybe he had ice skates on too. You think he's like the Yo Noid in that video game? He's just skating around with his fucking ears flapping. By the way, we're going to talk about, is it Pizza Hut, the Yo Noid? We're going to talk about, or was it Domino's? It was Domino's, right? Either way, we're going to talk about the Noid in true crime one day. Because one of my favorite video games growing up was the Yo Noid game. And if you don't know what the Noid is, he's a spooky little fella. The Yo Noid guy, the Noid, the Domino's mascot, led to like, I think it was a mass murder. It's fucking crazy. But I remember reading about it a long time ago. I don't know what Topic means, but that's hilarious. I remember reading about it a long time ago and being like, whoa, and then putting a note, talk to people about the Noid. And I saw it yesterday and I was like, I will do that, cat from the past. Yeah, there was a whole dance routine he had to do for the forensics to line up. You listen to the audiobook, so you think it was good. So I think it's good. But it's also like part of, here's what made me go, because again, I'm not that far in. The way he was describing the airport, I was almost out. Because he's like, the melancholic breeze as it guided its way through the cold fog of the Idaho tree. Like, Jesus, dude. Just fucking say the plane landed and it was cold. I don't need all this. That shit pisses me off. But then it's like, okay, I get it. He's when he was discussing the stories he'd done in the past, it's like, oh, that's why you're this way. Because you worked at a really professional news outlet that required that. That makes sense now. So I stuck with it. I'm still, the book about Koberger. I don't even remember what the name of it is. I need to go look. But it's all about, a lot of it's about his dad and about people in the town and how they viewed the whole situation and, the crime and how it unfolded. And he's trying to get people to talk while people are under like a gag order and while families are under strict, almost like NDAs from the judge. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that soon. I know a bunch of you wanted to know where I stood in the Koberger case, and I'm telling you right now, if you are anti-Brian did it, you're not going to like me. Not only do I think he did it, but I demand a DNA test at 23andMe from Vinnie Politan because I think they look alike. Did you adopt out a son, Vinny? Vinny, why do you look like Papa Rogers? I have questions. I'm fucking around, but I do have questions. Ooh, shit. You gonna go to the Vietnam Memorial? See if you can catch Jimmy Burke jerking off. Fuck, that's so crazy. I can't believe he did that. He's out there. Yeah, butthole pleasures away. Avoid the Noid. You remember. The real booty remembers. He was the Noid. Yeah, he was the Noid, right? The guy who did it? Domino's guy. We got to talk about that. Rock Chalk needs her French onion soup. She's 2 weeks clean and I hate it. What? 2 weeks from no... You talking about Applebee's specific or any French onion? Because I understand you can supplement, but if you don't get your fucking Applebee's French onion, we're gonna need to get you resources. Fuck. Someone get Rock that soup. By the way, Rock lives exclusively on French onion soup from Applebee's. So send her all the Applebee's gift cards you have. The Noid is hilarious and very creepy. Michelle Donovan, love Massachusetts minus the snow. Don't you fucking ever say that in front of Lally. He's going to get pissed. That dude fucking loves snow. He'll bring charges against you if you talk shit about the weather. Toe pick is the crinkly thing in front of a figure skate. Is that what that's called? Oh my God, I used to watch a lot. I was obsessed with figure skating in the Olympics growing up. I'm sorry, I was pro Tanya Harding. Listen, she had a hard life. But yeah, I was really into the Tanya Nancy. I cried. I was the biggest Oksana Bayul fan. Oh my God, I wept. And then she drunk drove and my mom was like, bad Oksana. Sunflowers in the chat. Yeah. We're going to, lots of butt calling. Every asshole in that case called another asshole, and that's a double entendre, and that's remarkable. Yeah, Adam, why don't you put on some fucking jeans and skate, you big fucking bird? You big fucking bird? I'll help you out in a second, babe. I gotta help. Your dad's gonna help your dad's boyfriend with a pickle jar. Did you hear about the old turtle? Dude, that fucks me up. I do not like that. Fuck that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm the second you hurt an animal, I'm ride or die for whoever's opposite of you. Was that Grant and Wendy? Because they look like type of people to have a bunch of half-dead turtles in their house. That's so sick. I bet it was that Lindsay chick. What's her name? Lindsay Gaetani. The chick who couldn't even get on The Bachelor because they were like, ugh, no. Like, usually they love bitches who start drama, but they looked at her and they were like, hell no, crab. Crawl your way back into your ocean. You're not going to be on this shit. What was it? The Bachelor? Yeah, no, I heard about that and that's fucking disgusting. And that person deserves also to be thrown in prison. What'd she tell you about? The butt dialing? I ended up with butt plugs showing up on my Google shit. Uh-oh. Because you were looking up furry butt plug. Bloom is a joke jerk, in my opinion. Who's Bloom? Yep. I'm haunting all of you. Your dad's creeping into your windows at night to see what you're doing. Hey, is your room clean? Your son lives in Moscow. Scary times before he was arrested. Dude. And then Duty Ron. He had a girl on who blew up on TikTok because she caught her husband. Well, the FBI called her and they're like, come home. Your husband was looking at CSAM. And she was like, what? And it had to do with their kid. And she fucking lost it. And she did exactly what you're supposed to do when you find this shit out and was very upset. But his family, the guy who was looking at CSAM and abusing her kid, their kid, his own child, a toddler. She was fucking pissed off because his parents started messaging her saying, we're going to take the baby from you. And they run a church in Moscow, Idaho. And Duty Ron had her on to say, hey, go support her. Go, like, pay attention. Because this is how you're supposed to react, not the way Jen Soto Potato acted. Where's Young Black Economist? Hello. Welcome. You're back from your trip. I hope it went well. I think I actually have seen you in other chats since you've been back. Welcome back. So glad you drove safe. So let's do an update to where we are, and then we're going to go ahead and start. Holy shirt. I thought he did too. Who? What? Where? When? I hadn't heard that. That's so awful, so cruel. About the turtle? So disgusting. Hey, you need to talk to Patronus Glow, because I think that like y'all need to email each other. Anybody who has been through a situation and had to deal with weaning themselves off, I want you to talk to each other if you can. I really do. I want you guys to all talk to each other, get to know each other, and if you can help each other, do it, especially with advice and stuff like that. Okay, let's see where we're at. Yeah, dude, and she was, you could tell she was gonna beat his ass. Like, she was fucking furious. Like, it was so upsetting. He took off running from the cop. He like literally ran away before she even got home. Oh my God. And then his parents are defending him. And then they're threatening to take the child. Dude, you're those parents are the reason this fucking happened, because they fucking raised a little piece of shit. Don't give your kid to them. And that's the thing, she doesn't want to, but she has to fight it in court. Because even in North Carolina, apparently, and Moscow, Idaho, apparently, you can do that to a child and still fight for custody and get it. Hello, Fluffy Bunny. Hello, little Miss Madhead Jane. Yeah, turtle power. Listen, I don't agree with everything all these people say, but Turtle Boy was on the right side of justice this time. He made a good decision to keep that shit in the news. Yes, Dodie Ron and Ed Wallace rock. And nobody should be killing a turtle over anything. Don't fucking do that. It's fucking sick. Diatomaceous earth. Oh yeah, that's also great for bed bugs. And it also helps with some pets. And if you ever clean apartments or clean for hoarders or do crime scene cleaning, be aware, don't just mop it up, because it turns into a hard paste that is akin to cement. And then you have to rip out all of the flooring. And it is very fucked up. Be very careful with it. Also, don't inhale it. These people are, and by the way, it's supposed to be safe to inhale, but like, don't inhale buckets of it. Your dad knows from experience, not on purpose. I was doing a make ready for an extreme hoarder / meth head / crime scene. And there was a lot of shit. It looked like one for sure. It was fucked up. He did something. But anyway, there was a lot of stuff stuck into the diatomaceous earth, into the ground, and he tried to mop it up. And then your dad had no choice but to wet it with water, and it literally becomes cement. You have to be careful. Okay, we're going to get to the point. Sometimes the point keeps moving, y'all said. All right. And I really like that. That was such a good thing to say. So yeah, if you're talking about the dad in that case, he was arrested. The problem is, when you get arrested, you can get out on bail, all sorts of things. And even if you're behind jail, in some states, you can fight for custody. How fucked up is that? Or you can give, in some states, you can give like a conservatorship or sign over to your parents, and then they can fight custody on your behalf. Even if they raised a fuck boy who looks at ZSAM, apparently. Because religion, because the church is fucked up in general in a lot of places. And his parents are pastors who raised a pervert, and now they want to take that kid, and that's fucked up. And the mom is a good person who busts her ass as a mother, and she was just tired of it. She was just tired of having to fight them, and she was scared, and she went on TikTok. And then Duty Ron saw her and was like, let's bring her on. And it had been a while, I think, since that happened. And when he was like, can we direct people to your GoFundMe? She's such a sweet lady. She was like, you know what? When this happened, it all blew up and everybody took care of me on that. I don't need it there, but go support this, that, the other. And she's just such a good woman. She was like, no, don't send me your money because I have enough now. Like, that's fuck. You never see that. But yeah, it was really gross. And let's hope they don't get possession of that kid, because that's fucked up. But anyway, here's where we are, you guys. Proctor, by the way, got rehomed. Saw a couple people saying that. They rehomed him like Chloe. The Stadies, they said bye. He's no longer there, but he is still getting paid a salary. So that happened. Here's what I want to do. I want to show you one more thing, and then we're going to get to forensic files. This is just hilarious, and I cannot stop watching this. This is something that I saw that made me laugh super hard. And it's Jen McCabe. And I'm going to show it to you, and it's very funny. And I'm sorry. It's just holy shit. Here we go.
Can we just talk about this fucking psycho staring directly at Karen nonstop? She's like not fucking moved. She's literally
Oh my
a psychopath.
Oh
And
my
she's
god.
so stoic. Like is she even? She's so disgusting. It's not even funny. I cannot comprehend this human being being a thing.
It's the in the background for me, y'all. Oh my god. How do I take the banner down? I need to take the banner down so we can see this. Okay, look, let's watch it again. I'm fucking dead. I love this so much. First of all, the look Jen McCabe has is so crazy. It is, though she doesn't blink, you guys. Yes, I also think they were all in love with him because he's tall. People love tall people. Fucking crazy. Bitches go wild for tall dudes. Oh, you know she felt it. Oh, you know she felt it, Diane. Oh, Darlene, sorry. I see more real, right? She looks like a ugly fembot. My opinion only. Those are Scientology eyes. Oh my god, that is a good point. She is dangerous. She's fucking terrifying, dude. She's like fucking Smeagol. She Smeagoled out in court. She Smeagoled out in court, and she's got Scientology eyes. Yeah, that is the craziest thing. If someone was in a bar looking at, if someone was anywhere, I think the scariest place could maybe be an elevator. If someone turned to you and looked at you like that, oh my god. I would just deck her and run. I'm so scared of her. And she's tiny. But she looks like she's doing incantations or some shit.
Can we just talk about this fucking psycho?
And whoever crime junkie 989 is on TikTok, follow that person because goddamn, she makes me laugh so fucking hard.
Can we just talk about this fucking psycho staring directly at Karen nonstop? She's like not fucking moved. She's literally a psycho.
Oh my god, there's that moment. I'm gonna back it up. When her mouth just slightly opens, she looks like she's showing teeth. She looks like a chihuahua showing teeth.
She's
right there. Do you see it? It's very subtle. Holy shit. She just barely, it's almost like she's like it's really creepy.
She's literally,
she kind of looks like Beavis. Like, yeah, like she looks like fucking Beavis.
She's
right there.
A psychopath.
Yeah, she is. Crime junkie, I agree.
And she's so stoic. Like she's
That's it, DC. That's what I'm talking about. It's the underbite.
So disgusting. It's not even funny.
Yeah, she's pretty crazy.
I cannot comprehend this human being.
What? Is that leather?
A thing. Like,
oh
my.
Yeah, we're just looking at Jen McCabe being crazy. Let's watch it again. It's so funny.
Talk about this fucking psycho.
Yes, we can.
Directly at Karen nonstop.
I know she's crazy. Oh my god.
She's literally.
But can we also pause to take a moment and talk about? I know we all have feelings about Paul O'Keefe. People have varying feelings, but is that his wife? Right? Is that Paul O'Keefe's wife? Can we talk about her badass lipstick every day in court? Like I don't care what side you're on. Real, recognize real. This bitch has badass lipstick. She's very beautiful lipstick. And I think her whole demeanor whenever he talked shit to Karen and she went full Costco mom and get the fuck over here. Don't do that. Like that made me respect her. Aaron. Yes. Aaron. Thank you, Shiraz. Yeah. I think, I feel like Aaron was like, I appreciated that. Yeah, shut it. And remember, Erin said, a lot of people, we got to give flowers to Erin. She said that Karen was her homegirl. She loved Karen. She was like actually, her testimony was pretty kind, if I remember correctly. I don't think she said anything negative about her. It seemed like she was really fucking sad that she lost a friend. And also, yes, Tiff, it is great lipstick. It is really good. And Tiff, if that promo is still going, I'll share it later with everyone. Yeah, this still is to die for. Because also, look how Erin's kind of unbothered. She's like, okay, we're in court. We're just getting through this. We're just fucking getting through this. My husband's fucking crazy. This chick behind me is fucking making my back sweat. But then you see Jen and she just, oh my God. She really does look like the guy in the wheelchair from Hannibal. It's really scary. Yeah, I feel like it too, Michelle, but let's just fucking marinate in it. Let's just feel what Karen felt. Because think about this. Yes, we are uncomfortable right now. Yes, we are freaked out. No, nobody likes looking at this. It is upsetting. I am upset. I am outraged. All of us, the longer we stare into the eyes of Jen, the more we're starting to maybe feel the pits in our stomach get a little weird. Now we're starting to get uncomfortable. Now, ooh, this sucks. We have marinated in this feeling for about 1 minute. Karen had to go through this for entire sessions of court for hours and hours and hours. Oh, let's really take in what that feels like. The real deal. Jen McCabe is that close to you. Her talons, if she would have reached out, her talons would have been touching Karen. I'm pretty sure with full CP, if you will, with all of her, with full CP, with like full energy, fully fed, fresh in the morning, I'm pretty sure she could have spit whatever green substance comes out of her and poisons us and blinds us. She could have spit it at Karen from that angle, like from how close she was. One hiss, she would have felt her hot, stanky breath. It would have reeked of the claw. She was so close. Like, if she really wanted to coil up and shoot some venom and strike, I'm sure Jen McCabe sprays, okay? Like a cat marking its territory, but more like an aggressive skunk. Something shoots out of her asshole. I don't know if it's a foam. I don't know if it's a gas. I don't know if it burns when it hits your face. But I know that some substance must be emitted from a blowhole in her that is very upsetting, that causes pain. She is very scary. She's very scary. And she could have done that at any moment. She could have amassed her final form. No, I don't think she's a squirter, but if she is, it's probably like a substance that could be poisonous. I'm saying, TJ, I'm saying this woman has venom. She's a venomous human. Yes, a velociraptor. That's what she looks like. And looking into, this is a still of her. Imagine she's in the room. She's right fucking behind you. Oh my God, Jen McCabe's behind you. Holy shit, don't turn around. She's right there. She's gonna get you. Like that. Oh, fuck. She scares the shit out of me. Yeah, fire bile. She's a fire bile. Plus the fact that Karen Reed paid money to Paul O'Keefe's bail. Yes, she bailed him out. And he put a guy in a wheelchair, right? She needs to find a way to get a restraining order on all of them, except Erin with the awesome lipstick. Yeah, I feel like Erin's just like, oh my God, just get me through this. This sucks. Yeah, she will snap in a heartbeat. She will approach your car and demand that you move from the parking spot that you've been in because you're not from this town. Goodbye, TJ. Have a good day. I'm not for everyone. She does look like a Chucky doll. Yeah, she's fucking scary, dude. You open your curtains and there's Jen standing there like, oh my God, that's so scary. Okay, the code's still going probably till end of July. I've got more than Mahjong. I know, but I love to say it. You have great jewelry, by the way. Tiff's talking about, I'll put it up at the end, but I'll also pop it up right now for anybody who wants to take a screenshot If you go to Mix and Maven, here, let me take this down. You go to Minx and Maven, see it scrolling along the end, you can get 25% off with code Oblivious25. Anyway, let's get back to this. Let's feel uncomfortable together. When she said Karen was a glorified babysitter, I thought, jealous much? I know, she wishes. She looks like a critter from the movie. Oh my God. She'll try and commit to framing you for murder. Yeah, she'll fucking put effort in. She probably has an Etsy shop on how to frame people for murder, and it's actual frames. Mahjong. She opens her mouth. You expect multi rolls of teeth. I really do. I expect her to come out of a stomach. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to watch.
Staring directly at Karen nonstop. She's like not fucking moved. She's literally
Oh, her teeth.
a psychopath.
Oh my God.
And she's so stoic.
She blinked once.
Is she even?
How long is this? 40 seconds. She blinked
so
once at the beginning. Oh, twice.
It's not even funny. I cannot comprehend this human being.
Oh my God, yes.
Being a thing. Like, oh my.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Karen Reed also helped set up a trust for John O'Keefe's grandchildren to protect their financial future. What a horrible person. Yeah, she's so bad for setting up a trust. What a piece of shit. How dare you help out the kids when they lost everyone they love? I feel the sarcasm, Margaret. I agree. Yeah, I do expect her to crawl out of the TV. They need to get her in touch with the Wyatt Six. I really think they do. I think the only thing that could add to the fear I have from watching that specific storyline on WWE would be if Jen McCabe came crawling out of the wrestling ring. It would terrify me. Empty eyes. Yep. Agree. Not even a full blink. She does half blinks. That's how fucking wild she is. Chupacabra indeed. Now we're being really mean to her right now. Normally I wouldn't shame someone this way, but that was fucking crazy. I'm sorry. Like if you're going to stare that long at somebody, you're going to get called out. You're going to get called out. Yeah, she definitely. Chupacabra vibes. Wyatt Six is so good. Adam, if I could figure out a way to get it on YouTube, I would just start a whole The only reason your dad didn't start a wrestling reaction or wrestling discussion channel is because every fucking thing is so copywritten. They will literally come to my house. Like, they're so crazy about it. You remember the live I tried to put up where I played some Bray Wyatt stuff? YouTube had it taken down in like 50 fucking countries. It was fucking crazy. Definitely Crypt Keeper vibes. Oh my God. Yep. Attack, guys. Or the Ack. Yeah, she a iguana for sure. She freaks me out. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm finally going to put it on. We're going to watch. So since we're talking about Karen Reed, this was all applicable. Now we're going to watch what I wanted to show you. Your dad wanted to show you this because I want you to see how far back the expertise and the precedent goes for dog bites and for situations like John was in. And I think it's important that you see this. What was available 20 years ago, longer than 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, forensically, that has been applied to case studies and case law and cases in the court system when it comes to dog bites and scratches. And I think that this is, I really wish I would have found this when Melanie had the dog bite expert on. But I think that this just goes to show that there's a whole lane of professional forensic intelligence that can be used for situations like Karen's. And there's an episode of Forensics Files that is very eerily, again, applicable. I love that word. So let's go. Let's watch this together. I'm going to walk the doggy. I've seen this 3 times since last night. And before that, many years ago. From what we've seen, we're 6 minutes in. One's in the chat if you think it was a dog, because we're going to do this at the end. But for now, one's in the chat if you think this is a dog. Okay? I'm not going to tell you. If it was, although you could probably draw some conclusions by my intro. One's in the chat. Okay. Actually, I'm already blanking. Did I say if you don't think it was a dog? Fuck, I can't remember what I just said. So I was eating a very a very sour cherry, and it fucked my brain up. Oh my god, so jealous. Wish I wasn't allergic to chocolate. I'd also eat 5 boxes of Thin Mints. Okay, absolutely not dog bites. No, they stripped her in the ambulance. That wasn't the dog. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. No. I thought I was talking about. I was thinking of John. They cut his clothes off. She was stripped because it was hot outside. Little kids in Texas, by the way, if you own your own land, you know, and when they say naked, they don't mean totally naked. She had like a diaper on or some undies. But if you're going down to the creek and you're in your own fucking property, you often will just, you know, if you're a kid, you just jump in there with your chones. It's very, very common. Sometimes when it's hot, kids will just take their clothes off. They're just like that. I used to do that and I get in a lot of trouble in the front yard. But anyway, okay, you're all saying not a dog. Except one person, the Bella de Ball. Is that how you say it? That's great. But most of you are saying not a dog. Okay. Well, let's keep watching. Yeah, kids take their clothes off all the time. So again, in Texas, if you guys don't understand, the heat here is oppressive. I just want you to keep that into consideration. Kids are fucking crazy. Kids will just take their clothes off at a moment's notice. We know I did it when I was a little kid. Yes. Oh my God. Is that a, oh yes, they call me the street. Boogity, 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 boogity. Did you guys watch Ray Stevens growing up? Because I was obsessed with it. The Streak, the Mississippi Squirrel Revival, all that shit. Okay, you said a dog too. Yes, a dog. Someone said pig. Could be. We're in Texas. They're not kidding about that. Remember when people were saying you can't use AR? I'm sorry. Like, I'm all about gun control, but there are wild boars here and they will fucking tear you apart. And you do actually need a pretty high powered rifle to take out a number of them. So to be fair, that is actually applicable for that. I'm going to use applicable as much as possible in this chat. Deductive reasoning tells me it's a dog. Yes. Yes, I fucking love Ray Stevens. And he has a song recently he put out about Taylor Swift called Taylor Swift is Stalking Me. And he yells about a hootie owl. And it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, just in panties, it's so hot. Again, seems disturbing to some people, but trust me, when you live in the South, if you're in the Houston area, I mean, shit, kids, adults, everybody takes their clothes off. It's too fucking hot. Javelina is a good choice. It is a great choice, Tiff Knox. Streaking was in the 80s and 90s, kids just went naked everywhere. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, Ray Stevens was a freak. I love him. It's me again, Margaret. Obi, I'm 39, dude, but my mom raised me on the good shit. All right, so here, we're going to hit play and let's see what happens. And I do actually have a couple of Ray Stevens albums, and I gave one to my boyfriend's mom for her birthday, and she absolutely loved it. I've heard that Hurricane Katrina drove alligators to Texas. Absolutely. And they found a 12-foot one in my hometown where there had been no alligators before, and a farmer just walked up to it and shot it. It was crazy. He's like, well, I don't know how to handle this. And then he just shot it. A pig and a boar? Okay, we're going to go. We're going to keep going. Also notice, so they're using, you know, dogs as part of a reconstruction of this situation, a reenactment. Yeah, how do you kill 25 to 30 feral hogs? I'm telling you. Feral hogs have actually killed a woman, actually a couple of women. One of them was a maid going to pick up some kids. She was like a maid and a nanny. And tried to get up on top of the car, and they still brought her down and killed her. They're really scary. I'm not fucking kidding. They have fucking horns. Pumbaa looks all normal and shit to everyone. Oh, what a cute pig. Yeah, Pumbaa in real life is gonna fucking eat your whole family. So you have to be real careful. And they do eat bone, I think. Bone? It is the armpit. Yeah. Old Soul. I love Ray Stevens. I also, my favorite comic growing up was, I really liked Judy Tenuta and George Carlin and Roseanne and pretty much all of them. And Bill Hicks was real big here. Pet alligator in a house? Oh my God. Like in that episode of Atlanta. Cal Williams, when he said he could run that fast, I believe it. Because if you saw that episode of Atlanta, he fucking ran that fast. Dogs can chase pigs away. There's a difference between pigs and wild hogs. A wild hog will fuck a dog up. And they do. Yep. And also in Texas, we have swimming pigs at the Edwards Aquifer. And they are pigs that just go swimming. And that's so cute. And I think you guys have them too. Yeah, one was a nurse in Atascocita County. Yes. And there was also, I believe, an ambush of some cops growing up there. And it was really fucked up and sad. And it was a few years after I graduated from high school. And I found out that my friend's brother did it. And I was like, what the fuck? And that was fucking crazy. And anyway, the point of that is he used to go out and shoot the hogs on the land because they would attack the dogs. So, you know, he used that weapon for good, but then he used it later for bad. So like that just goes to show like shit, there's two reasons people have those things, and some are not always good and some are not always bad. Take a javelina over a wild boar any day. See, I thought that too. I've seen javelinas in person. I've seen boars in person, and I can tell you, I've seen some that are huge, and you really got to be careful. Like, I'm talking shit. If I can find this one picture a friend of mine sent me, it was like a 500 or 600 pound one. It was fucking terrifying. It was so big. Yeah, he is our granddad. His daughter actually, I've communicated with her a few times. She does comedy. Well, she doesn't do comedy. She does like, she's just funny, but she does like a lot of talks. And I think she had a podcast, but she's a very artist type, I think. And I remember talking to her quite a bit, and I just really enjoy her. And she's done some interviews, and maybe I can get a hold of her one day. She's the best. Yeah, warthogs. Oh, sorry, they're not wild hogs. But I'm saying people like, you know, they see a pig with horns and they think they're all the same. Some of them are fucking massive. Swimming pigs are so cute. I hope they don't hurt the swimming pigs. I hope they enjoy that shit, because that would suck if pigs hate to swim and they just make them do that. What? The alligator's name was Johnny Knoxville. It was a band house. Can you send us pictures of this house gator you had? Oh my God. Yeah, they'll eat their own poop. They're fucking huge. They're like babies when they go through that shit phase. My friends told me their kids eat their own shit, and I was like, oh my God. And then I heard that I may have done that when I definitely know I did that when I was little. Apparently it's a thing. All kids go through a phase where they try to eat their own shit. Is that true? Because I've said that to people and they're like, fuck no. And then other people are like, yeah, my kid did it yesterday and I can't get him to fucking stop. Did they say there were dogs with her? Yes. Yeah. And also in Texas, if your dogs attack someone, there's like a 10-day quarantine if it's never been an attack before. But also depending on the damage they do, it's usually put down right away. And in San Antonio, an old man was recently killed by a pack of dogs. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Oh, shit. Well, just any camera. See if you can find a picture and take a picture of the picture, brother. Yeah, tusks, not horns. Thank you. Keep me humble, C. Smith. Tell me. I always say the wrong shit. I love being corrected. When it comes to like anatomy of animals and people, I'll fuck it up. My boyfriend made up a word for a body. He'll make up body parts, and he could keep talking and I won't know. I'm like, okay. One time he said Glavin, and I laughed for like days. My kids never ate their own shit, but one of them did wipe their ass with a shower curtain. Oh my God. Then you got to get a whole new curtain. Shit. None of your kids ate their poop. Oh my God. My friend's kid kept reaching in his diaper and trying to eat his shit. And she took him to like 3 doctors, and they're like, just let it, he'll get over it. And then he stopped. We just made what, bullies? Illegal in the UK. Frenchie's next. What? What does that mean? XXXL. Triple X large bullies? Worms? I don't know. I don't know about worms. What are we talking about? I'm lost. What is that? Is that a tot? Is that a tater tot? Did you guys? That's a potato. Yeah, I'm a goofy potato today. Does sound like a fucking frat party. Potatoes in the chat. Okay, we're going to keep going. Ready? Pause it one more time, and then I'm going to let it go for a while because I want to talk about forensic odontology. I understand that things have changed even since this Forensic Files episode aired. So I really want to point this out because we went over this in lab a couple of years ago. Basically, forensic odontology has changed in the sense that basically since Ted Bundy, Ted Bundy was convicted because, well, a lot of things, but the breast bite marks that he left behind were so unique to his teeth. In that instance, forensic odontology and the dental work behind the bones that make up our teeth, how they're positioned, what kind of markings they can make when you bite someone, they're very dead ass when you have a specific set of teeth. For example, if you have a very unique set of teeth, but what about when you don't? And what about dogs? What about animals? Because while animals' teeth can be just as different as a human's, a lot of them can look remarkably the same. And there wasn't a lot of, I guess you could say, history as far as medical journals go regarding forensic odontology and dog bites. However, since this aired, since 2001, there have been massive steps taken in that field when it comes to humans, animals, everything. And a lot of it has to do with cases like this, specifically those which involve exonerations. One of them is this case, as well as others that have set precedent for why we need to look more into this, because it can be exonerating evidence for people who are innocent. Another case that is very interesting that you might have heard of is the West Memphis 3. When they found the children's bodies, they assumed these kids had been tortured, remember? And what did we find out later? We found out that there are snapping turtles in that creek that will tear up a pig, because forensic researchers went out and said, hey, we need to write more literature on what animal attacks look like. There have been cases where animals will find a body and they will redistribute the bones. Actually, this is a perfect time to mention, Shannon Gilbert. A lot of people are split on issues regarding the hyoid bone. But I've also seen a lot of people who have worked in various different fields comment on this. Some of them nursing, all the way to meteorologists, because you have to consider circumstances. Like, for example, the fucking hurricane that happened shortly after that redistributed much of the area, not just, a body, but it redistributed fucking houses. Like, there's that. You have to consider that a factor. You have to consider how the weather has changed, how harsh it's been. You have to consider, did animals move it? How deep was it buried? Was it in the dunes? Was it in the like, these are all things they had to consider, right? So the field of forensics in the last 25 years has changed so rapidly that there have been cases where people have been exonerated because we know more about odontology. We know that there are, and I say we meaning, when you take these classes, when you teach these classes, and when you are in this profession, you look at pictures and you go, oh, okay, that looks pretty unique. And then you see 100 others that look just like it. You go, oh shit, and a lot of people will go, oh no, this has to be so because of this thing when it comes to digital forensics. And it's, in a way, it's almost easier to prove because, that doesn't really lie, and EXIF data doesn't lie, but it can be manipulated, right? When it comes to stuff like dogs, turtles, coyotes, you can see patterns, you can see trends. But just like anything with DNA, it is unique. It's just hard to tell. There was a case that I looked at from the 90s that I was working on with friends that involved hair and a hair fiber that was left on a body. And back then they described it was a human hair. They described it as a mongoloid hair in all of the paperwork. Now, today I would be literally fucking crucified for saying that casually, but I'm telling you, that was what was on the paperwork. That is, in the 90s, people said that. And they then put that it was hard to differentiate between a canine and a human, which is still crazy. But the amount of databases and forensic evidence that has been compiled and researched since, that has been used in cases to exonerate people, is tremendous. West Memphis 3, they were able to take a look at potentials for wounds that they couldn't figure out before that matched up perfectly with what happened to those kids. However, a lot of the public would want to blame it on Satan, and one of the kids had a copy of the Necronomicon, so he must have done it. He must have bitten chunks out of this boy. But it ended up being snapping turtles. It's exculpatory evidence. Exactly. Exactly. And so it's strange to see that this was over 25 years ago. This happened. And even back then, there were so many options and so many ways that they could whittle things down to find out what it could be, why it could be that. And they were already beginning to study things like, that was my dog snoring, things like dog's teeth in regards to fatal attacks. And that was shocking when you hear the way the DA speaks and the way, anti-Karen Reed people talk about this. You would think that it was the first fucking dog that ever could have bit someone. So it's just fucking wild to me because, Melanie had that guy on her channel and he was brilliant. And he said everything that we're kind of seeing in here. And he was talking about his whole life he spent doing this. And it's really crazy that it's crazy to me that a cop died and that everybody knew about it and it was that high profile and they still never looked into it the way that they looked into cases even as far back as the 90s. And they also explain a lot in regards, I watched every Forensic Files on every dog bite, and they do explain about other animal DNA and how there is almost like a false positive situation and multiple different species, if you will, have been blamed for dog bites. So it makes me rethink the pig DNA. See, and you would think that, but it was something like 11% of cases where a dog has brutally attacked someone. That's what I heard a while back, actually leaves the DNA. But then when you listen to this, I don't even know if they've mentioned it yet, but I think pretty soon they're going to mention something on that. If they don't, then I will find it and go back. All right. I'm sorry. Can we go back? What was that he just said?
Corresponding with the 4 nails of a dog's forefeet.
Here was a paw print.
Here was another paw print. I don't know if you guys remember, but Melanie held up or showed a picture and did me a huge favor. She did me a massive favor. She was talking to, was it Joseph Scott Morgan? Am I getting that guy's name right? He's the forensic dude. He's a baddie. Anyway, he's a badass. He's seen millions of bodies, thousands, I don't know, hundreds. He's seen a lot. And I asked her, can you do me a favor? Can you send him this picture? And it was of John's hand. And I took a look at it and I said, hey, this kind of looks like a paw to me, but I know that you can't bruise after death. However, when discussing with my professor the situation, especially him potentially being alive when he was on the ambulance, that would mean he was alive when he was on the ground in the snow. John, correct? So if his heart was pumping or beating at a low rate, if he had a very low resting heartbeat, he's still barely alive, he's unconscious, possibly comatose, and actively dying. Obviously, like a dog attacking him, he was probably still alive. If you are drinking and you've got really, really thin blood from the alcohol in your system, and you're cold because you're outside and a dog is attacking you, if it were outside, and you finally pass out. Let's say you hit your head and you pass out, but you're still alive. You're near death. You're almost dead. And the dog steps on you. Is it possible for it to leave a bruise because of the thin blood, the low resting heartbeat? I shouldn't say resting, just the low heartbeat from being in the snow. In the snow, would that explain this bruise on the back of his hand? Because I've always had this thing in my head. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm asking anybody who knows, anybody who's a nurse or a doctor, or you just have medical forensic background. I know people who bruise very easily. I'm curious about what bruising types happen, or what types of bruising happens when your blood is at a certain rate, when the temperature is a certain place? Is it possible for you to bruise easier because of the circumstances he was in? We talked about this in one of my classes in regards to a woman who was shot. She looked dead. Apparently, she survived for another 2 hours, but they thought she was dead. And while she was allegedly dead, because these people who shot her thought she was, they started then beating her up. So when she did finally pass, they returned and continued beating on the body. And the differences between, I don't want to say wounds, but the differences between the markings in the bruises that happened before she was dead, and I can't call them bruises because I don't want to get chewed out, but the markings left from getting beat up after she died were different. The bruises looked like bruises. They were like purple and brown. The others looked almost light purple to pink. And these are injuries that are post and antemortem. So when I saw what literally looks exactly like a paw on the back of his hand, I asked, can you show this to JSM and ask him what he thinks? Could this be a paw bruise? I should not have said bruise. I should have said marking. And I should have specified with her what I was trying to get across, which I don't think I did well. Now, she did exactly what I asked and asked him exactly how I asked her to ask him. And then people hosed Melanie and talked shit to her. No, it's not a fucking dog paw bruise, you don't. Like, they were so fucking mean. And I didn't have as many followers at the time, but I tried to speak out and be like, that was fucking mean, leave her alone, you dickheads. But also, I used the wrong verbiage. This is what I'm talking about. Do you see this injury? Do you see the pink? Now, lividity plays a factor. How long you've been dead, post or anti-mortem, this all, your blood, it all matters. At the time, I was curious if that's what could have been. Because it was more of a bruise, that changes things. That means it was likely pre-death. And they tried to say it was wounds from fighting back. A lot of people said that, but then a lot of nurses said, hey, that's where you would try to put an IV. So yeah, very interesting. Monkey paw mark. It kind of does look like that. Maybe, but that's the thumb of a dog. So here's what they did. He said it a minute ago. They literally basically measured the claws, you know? Yeah, Jennifer said, no way it was a dog bite. She's an idiot in my, yeah, she's a dumbass. And oh my God, you're so sweet. You guys are being nice to each other. Even if you have, you know, even if you guys don't disagree, I appreciate the way you talk to each other. I have yet to see anybody get into a fight. This is why I let you self-moderate. Because you're all adults and you're very good at being adults. And look at Erica. No problem. See? We can have different views. And I'm very proud of you kids for not getting in a fight on this car trip, because I know this is a controversial one. Good night, Texas Panhandle girl. Hey, good night. Good night. Petty C, you're so sweet, telling your sister good night. Oh, just love you kids so much. You're so good. I raised some good kids. What's all lovers? Hey, what's up, little Miss Madhead? I see you out there having opinions. Everybody out here having opinions and engaging in discourse and being sweet to each other. And I appreciate it. All right, let's keep going. Keeping up appearances, you guys. And also, how did I not shout out AbFab? That was my favorite. Out of all of them, AbFab was the best. Oh my God, love Are You Being Served? I mean, if I were, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is what happens. I stutter. AbFab, number 1. Number 2, Mr. Bean. Shit, Young Ones was really good, but I can't rank it. All the others are 3. Thank you so much for saying that. Oh my God, Keeping Up Appearances, that fucking ruled. Oh my God, you guys have so many thoughts on British comedy. So they did show it a lot in your part of America? Because they showed it here. Yes, Young Ones, Keeping Up Appearances, Are You Being Served? AbFab, Ginny, dude, and The Bouquet Residence. I just love residence. I can do it when I'm speaking Spanish, but not when I'm doing hers. I'm trying my best. Yeah, I am obsessed with UK TV. Like it's so good, dude. Their humor is just a little better than ours. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a little better. It's like some of it I don't fucking get, but I'm laughing my ass off. I love Bridget Jones's Diary, and shout outs to Texas's own Renee for pulling that one off because that was really dope. And I still watch it sometimes and cry when I'm getting my period because it's really good. And I did want her to end up with Hugh Grant because I'm a piece of shit. And I'm sorry. And yeah, Young Ones, dude, punk rock as fuck. I was obsessed with it. Is Precose in here? Where? Also, shit, Pat, you might get the second best comment of all time for this live because that is so funny. That what does Pat think of this horrific dog mauling on Forensic Files? He thinks bad dogs. I'm sorry. I know it's fucked up, but it's pretty funny. And you might not have even meant it that way, but that's how I read it. It's very fun. Bad dogs. Yes, dude. These are so good. Hyacinth, the Bouquet Residence. She's so good, dude. And her husband looks so fucking miserable. He was like there. Oh my God. Hyacinth was like, that was y'all's Al Bundy and Peggy. Oh my God. I love that all of you know about this. Mrs. Brown waxing her muff. Yes. And they would talk about, you guys say Fanny, and it's so funny to me. It's just, I love other accents. I love other cultures. They're so much better than mine. Fuck. They have crass humor. Yes. And the word crass is so fucking cool. Like, I just like it. And the band Crass was dope if you were into gutter crust punk. Gimme. Okay. I'll watch Gimme. No, I didn't. Catastrophe. Did you guys ever watch that? Hyacinth Bouquet. Hyacinth Bucket. Remember? Yes, Mrs. Bucket. And she'd go, Bouquet. It's Bouquet. Dude, I was ab fab for me and my friend Van, who's going to come on sometime. We were ab fab for Halloween. I was ab fab for multiple Halloweens, but from afar. And then when we were together, we were ab fab. And Patsy and Adina. And I loved when they ran for the Olympics. So funny. They carried the torch and they were just like smoking and chugging champagne the whole time. Thin Blue Line, Rising Damp, Are You Being Served? Thin Blue Line, the documentary, is insane. The one about the Thin Blue Line, it's really fucking crazy. Faulty Towers, yes, I remember hearing about that. I would have to see it. Ooh, you guys have really good TV over there. Just to look rich. Hectic as fuck. She's just to look rich, wee sister. Oh my God. I'm gonna go back and watch all of this. Yeah, there's a lot of good British TV now. Now look, I haven't fucked with Downton Abbey. Downton or whatever. Downtown. I don't know. I haven't fucked with it. I tried to. It bored the fuck out of me, you guys. It just it didn't get much better. And I no hate to you. I just think it's too calm for my liking. It's kind of like trying to get like Breaking Bad was incredible, but trying to get through the first episode was kind of rough for me because I was like, oh shit, this is just like sad. And then it got crazy. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. In Australia, we get all those British shows. Dude, I'm already on Australian TV. Oh my God, I can't believe I left y'all out. Let's talk about Australian TV. Obsessed with it. Absolutely love it. I love Australian and New Zealand TV, probably the best out of all. Well, Canadian is, this is hard. Okay, Canadian might be my favorite, but only because of Kids in the Hall and Trailer Park Boys. Like, you really can't, as far as comedy goes, Canada, aka Canada, as a joke, not for real, but y'all have the best. Like, Trailer Park Boys really fucking, oh my God, Corey Trevor smokes. That is the best, and Kids in the Hall is even better somehow. And Death Comes to Town. And just anything they touch. However, New Zealand brought us Flight of the Conchords, and a shitload of amazing movies like Eagle versus Shark. There's just so much. There's so much going on televisually. And it's fucking crazy. It's so, y'all TV is so good in Australia. And also Chris Lilly is amazing. And Australia has some of the best, like, shit. Y'all have the best news interviews. Oh my God. That one guy we saw. Shit. And he was like, I think there were people like, I don't know. He just reminded me of Kai the Hitchhiker if he had an Australian accent. Okay. Hi, I've been listening while working and me cracking up. We have two new kittens. One climbs up our legs into our head every time we're at the sink. Thinking time to eat and we are scratched up. Lollipop, what if any? I love your fucking name. Also, have you ever seen the video of the kitten climbing the cop during a traffic stop? If not, we're going to watch it as soon as we're done with Forensic Files. Do not let me forget that. Welcome, welcome. The victim has a bleeding disorder. The wounds are post-mortem. Bruising does occur. I do not see bruises on that pic. Yeah. But I was talking about John's. And I don't want to post this shit, but I definitely had a twat about it, aka a tweet. I'll figure out a way. Maybe hey, email me, because if you sound like you know what you're fucking talking about, Haven. If you email me obliviousbensonquestion@gmail.com, I'll send you the pictures that I'm talking about, and I'm very curious what you think about them. Because in reference to John, the ones that you saw also, they were old pictures on the Forensic Files one, and they were from like an 80s Polaroid or something. So I don't know if that matters that much, but just keep that in mind. But yeah, thank you. And definitely write to me. Thank you for commenting. Also, I kept the ticker up, and I'm sorry, but also I'm not, because go to Tiff's website, Minx and Maven. Kevin Kim is one of the best shows ever. I also loved Flight of the Conchords. Oh my God. Flight of the Conchords is so fucking funny. They came to Austin. They filmed from a boat. It was really good. Never thought I'd get to see him play serial killer. Who? Broadchurch? He did a really good job. Oh, you're talking about what's his name? Michael C. Hall. Is that his name? And he was married to Deb, if that's who you're talking about. The guy who played Dexter. Crash Canyon is sick. Forget about it, Canadian. Also, NZ Brotown. I'm gonna have to go check that out. Outrageous Fortune. Yes, Outrageous Fortune. I've seen a little bit of. So fucking good. Wentworth, Broadchurch. What was the one with the guy who talks to the dog, and it's Elijah Wood, aka me and your dad and his boyfriend met Elijah Wood once, and he gave us lots of kisses, and he was dangling off of us and stole our cigarettes. And he's the sweetest little hobbit ever. But we were performing, and he was we were doing comedy rep, and he was in the crowd at a festival with fucking Bruce Campbell and M. Night Shyamalan. And he was pretty fucked up. Like, not like in a bad way. Like, he was kind of, I think he was drunk. I don't know. But Elijah Wood stole my cigarettes, and he was very sweet. But he had a show where he talked Wilfred. Is it called Wilfred? Where he talks to a dog. It's so fucking good. Pretty sure it's like an Aussie or a New Zealand dog. I'm obsessed with Summer Heights High and what is it? The Next Best, whatever. It's everything Chris Lilly did. I watched it. I don't remember all the names of all of it. X-Files is fucking sick. Everyone knows that. Without X-Files, we wouldn't have Breaking Bad, because that's how they met. The director, Vince Gilligan, and Walt White. You definitely will be swollen from a dog bite. My arm swelled up so bad. Yeah, my fucking face swelled up badly. David Tennant. There was some hip hop shit that they made a while back. Was it Travis Scott? I don't remember, but it was really good, and I was listening to it. Bosaleka. Mooching. Woof. I don't know what any of this means, but I love it. Oh my God, we're almost done with this episode. And then what was it? Skins. I feel like my roommates tried to watch that once. I don't remember. I think it was kind of weird. I think it reminded me of Girls. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna hit play. We're gonna watch the rest of this. Kind of wild, huh? So far. It's the whole dog bite situation in general with this kid. And at the beginning, remember a lot of you guys were like, no fucking way, a dog did this. Let's keep going. Because this was a huge fucking case in Texas. And it's bigger than I thought it was. And I mean, this is like pre-Darlie Routier. And Queer as Folk is awesome. And I've opened for the guy who plays Mikey. And he's fucking great, Hal Sparks. And I absolutely love him. And I love Queer as Folk. But you're talking about British. Queer as Folk I'm talking about is Canadian. I'm so excited to watch everything that you guys are showing us. Yeah, I'm going to show you the kitty on the cop. Don't let me forget Lollipop. What if any? Oh my God, you're fucking funny. All right, because Rooted Toot Toot, welcome to Texas. We do that shit. People go to jail here for all kinds of shit they didn't fucking do. It's crazy. All right, you guys want to see the cat video? Thanks for staying up. I'm still not that tired. Your dad's all jacked up on Clearly's. I did leave my coffee over there, though, and I'm pissed about it. So I might slip away soon and grab that. But I'm going to show you a cat video. Oh, my coffee? Oh, your dad's boyfriend's going to get him his coffee. It's over there on the counter. On the counter? Yes, it was a good episode, right? I mean, it was sad as fuck and crazy. And now we're going to have a palate cleanser. But let me ask you a question. Do you kind of wish you'd seen that before going into the Karen Reed trial or not? Would that have made a difference? Because there's 5 or 6. Thank you so much, babe. There's 5 or 6. Six. I looked at you and I said socks. Oh my God. Because you're a snack. Okay. There are 5 or 6 episodes of Forensic Files with a lot of forensic information in regards to dog bites, scratches. At the beginning, when we saw it, we saw that gash in the leg. We saw that. We were like, fucking no way a dog did it. Now at the end, we're feeling fucking pretty bad right now. Damn. Shit, that poor bitch went to jail. Damn. That was fucked up. What, their marriage didn't work out? Hey, give it back. Like, that's messed up. It's fine. They all be farting around me. It's sad when it's all said and done. It's like, oh man, wow, I didn't see it going that way. I feel like had more stuff like that been brought up, like the stuff like Melanie brought up with the dog bite expert, if more people had elevated that to educate, I think that a lot of public opinion and the opinion of the jury, if they had been, again, also trying to silence someone's reason when it ended up being the reason, the DA trying to say, no, you can't make that argument when, I mean, if it's the truth, then that's the only argument you can and should make, right? So when that happens, what do? You try to look at precedent. You try to look for the experts. And what's odd is in this case, if you didn't know that, if you didn't see any of that, if you didn't, if you didn't see Melanie's stuff with the dog bite expert, and if we didn't see the dog bite expert we finally did get to see come up to the stand, I think that it looks extremely bad for Karen. Especially when you consider there's shattered glass. Like, I can see how some of these dumb dickwads, these douche canoes and these dirtbags who don't have a brain, I can see how they could be swindled, manipulated, made to think something specific. But I can also see how normal people could be made to think, hey, maybe this isn't that. Here's some other ideas. And it's really weird how they acted. And I'm saying they, like the prosecution, the Commonwealth, acted like, oh my God, someone who looks at dog bites for a living? That's crazy. That's not even a thing. That's not an issue. That's not what's going on here. How can you say that's a dog bite? A dog's never bitten a person in their fucking life. Meanwhile, you have Jacoff going, I've prosecuted so many. I was in the FBI doing tier 3 with my gun. I don't know why she has this accent. And John O'Keefe murdered Karen. Like, she literally said that, by the way. She's over here talking like that and simultaneously telling you, while propping up the Commonwealth, while pushing the agenda of the Commonwealth, she's telling you that she's worked on hundreds of cases with dog bites, and those aren't dog bites. But then also the Commonwealth is saying, fucking, what's a dog bite? Dogs are sweet. Puppies don't bite. And then you've got this guy who literally works with dogs that bite and has an arm that shows dog bites and scratches and what they look like, because he trains them to attack people. He works with canines with the exact breed of dog that Chloe was. So I think that in the context of just a couple of episodes of Forensic Files, we can see how something that looks like a massive wound down to the bone and did in fact look like lots of bad cuts, something that looked like what we saw in the beginning could actually be a dog bite or attack, I should say. So much so that there were many experts that look at it, which proves that experts exist. And with how far we've come in the field of odontology, which we talked about earlier, when it comes to forensic odontology, it's really crazy that there wasn't more light shed on that whole issue. Because now that it's been a hung jury, we can assume, I mean, even if they retry her, that's just going to fuck the Commonwealth way more, because 90% of that, that's not a hard number, but most cases, way better for the defense. They have way more time to prepare. I'm sure lots of people have told you that already. All of law tube agrees. And it's just really crazy to me that, like, there wasn't more explained with precedent, with other, like, no, yeah, there's a lot of case law on this. In fact, there's exonerating case law on this. That's wild. Most Emmys don't see bite wounds because they wouldn't see as many like an ER doctor would, is a fucking great point. And Dr. G, if you ever watch Dr. G, I was looking into episodes of her that had dog bites and dog attacks. Not that many. Not that many that caused death. And she used to work in Bexar County in San Antonio, where there were a fuckload of dog attacks. I mean, it's really crazy. Yeah. I mean, I didn't say it, but you're fucking funny, and I agree. They can't retry Karen. The defense will have, yeah, exactly. I mean, did they want to look like fools more? Because if you think the defense is going to stop with what they have, if they come back, holy shit, more people's texts are going to get handed over. Cellbrite's only going to get better. Data extraction is only going to get better. Data compilation, the ability to subpoena, is only going to get better, and it's only going to increase. Why the fuck would you do that to yourself unless you were positive she did it? And I don't think they're positive she did it anymore, especially after Jen McCabe's fucking antics. Should we watch the stare video again? Fuck, she's creepy. No, I don't want to scare you, for those of you going to bed. Yeah, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. Few dog bites are fatal, and the ones that are usually in Texas. It's fucking crazy. San Antonio's had a lot of dog maulings to death, as has Houston. And a warrant server here in Austin, in Travis County, out towards Del Valle, a woman going to serve a subpoena, she was attacked and murdered. There was a caseworker checking on, I believe it was a probation or parolee person, attacked and mauled and killed by dogs. There was a girl who worked for Rover, who was attacked and mauled by dogs almost to death. She survived. I think she was out of San Antonio. I could be wrong, but she survived. And now it might actually be Florida, maybe. But anyway, she doesn't really have a face, and she has to live like that. And she fucking loved dogs more than anything on earth. And it is heartbreaking. And, you know, there's a lot apparently. And it's crazy to me that nobody brought that up. Like, can we talk about this and compare? And one thing that all the Forensic Files episodes have in common is those pictures look the same as John's. And a lot of her injuries look the same as John's. Just saying. Not all of them, but yep. That's an issue there. I've seen videos that are really sad. There are people walking their dogs and the cops come up and bother them, though. And it's like, fuck, that's a horrible situation to be in. From Kentucky, unknown animal. Jesus. We're gonna, Cindy. Where have I heard that before? God, see. I'm gonna have to look into that. It's interesting. I want to look that one up. Yes, please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. If you'd like to donate to my car's transmission fund, you can use the PayPal thing in the corner. If you don't want to and you want to tell me to get stuffed and kick rocks, I will. If you want to say nothing and pay nothing, I'm fucking fine with it. And if you want to say something and pay nothing, I'm absolutely fine with it. I love you no matter what. Do not feel obligated to donate. But it would be cool if you look like, because, you know, gives me like a adrenaline rush subconsciously that grows my ego, sends me mad with power. And you all know that your dad wants to build up that ego, go mad with power, and buy a minivan that you can all ride with if you be good and clean your rooms. Okay. She always sounds like she has no idea what she's talking about. Me? Yeah, I don't. She uses terminology incorrectly. She mispronounced. No, you're talking about Jen. Okay, I feel after I read more, I was like, oh no, this is about Jen. Yeah, no, she's a fucking dumb bitch. Sorry. Probably gonna have to. They might make me edit that out. I don't know. Am I allowed to say dumb bitch? It doesn't matter. I'm a dumb bitch. There you go. Now we're fucking even. I just can't handle. I can't, like, the hate she threw at Melanie. I just want, like, I want to fucking bite her. Pissed. Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. Dogs on dogs is worse. I'd rather a dog just attack me than go near my little boy, my little spooky boy. One case 2 years ago, a little boy in a caravan with a dangerous dog that killed him. Dude, there was a snake here in Austin. Some kid brought a snake in his truck. And then I think passed out and the snake bit him and then slithered away. And then they couldn't find it. It was a cobra. And then they fucking had signs out that are like, look out for the cobra. And then Reddit took it a step too far and made this. They put cobras in the front of every important Austin landmark. And it was very sad, but the memes were incredible. And it was really sad to laugh at because it's like, fuck. But also, maybe it didn't kill the kid or it almost killed it. I don't know. But it was some guy and a snake was on the loose. It was a sad situation, but the memes were good, which made you feel even worse because it was a sad situation. It really fucked us all up existentially. But yeah, there was a cobra on the loose. I think they found it. Good night. Good night. Thank you. My partner didn't even know how I felt about Jen Coffin Chaser and her as C unit while we watched Parents on TV. Yeah, she's such a C unit. Thanks for being here, the real booty. I agree. I love you. I remember that. The Austin thing with the snake. I gotta pee like a racehorse. Go piss. Everybody go to bed. If you need to go to bed, go to bed. Can't believe there's over 100 of you in here. This is fucking crazy. One of these days, I'm gonna try to go an 8-hour workday. 8 hours of live podcasting with your dad. Oh my god. Oh, I think it would be fun. I'm into long form talking. I'm fine with it. I was obsessed for a long time with Howard Stern and on and off. I go through spells. But I love it when I love KEXP. If you ever listen to that, I would memorize like all of the DJs. Be like, oop, I better go over there for Audio Adrenaline in the morning. That was a Christian band. I don't remember what it was actually called. Audio Oasis. Yeah. And yeah, some of them would be on there for 6 hours. And then when I worked in radio, the DJs would be there for a full day, 8 hours, just cutting promos, just talking the whole time. And I'd have to fill in sometimes, and it was fun. So I was like, oh, I like the way the mic sounds. You're the cool daddy. Snoop Dogg. He drinks tea every day. Snake hunts you do. There's a guy who runs a farm here in Texas and has a channel. And I really like him because, like, my whole life, I always say, hello, everybody. And I talk like that. And I just think it's funny. And I don't know why. And I feel silly. But he kind of talks like that sometimes. And I'm like, oh, shit. I like this guy. He's very funny. And he has a lot of animals. And he goes to Florida to hunt snakes sometimes. And snakes scare me. But it's fun to watch him get snakes. Yeah, it's hard to write things in short. KXP is like the best. I love live streaming it. It is so fucking good. I have a lot to say about it. It is the best. And their in-studio appearances are amazing. Is there competition to help get the numbers down? What? Oh, the snakes? Yeah, and there's one in Texas too for deer in a place called Hollywood City. They just let you go out there and shoot all the deer out of season because there's so fucking many. And cars get in trouble and hit them. Hey, you know what's funny? Matt's one of my friends from Dudley and Bob. And I've been on their show. I've been on Matt and Bob. Bob is one of my homies. I've been on, so Dudley, when he left, Bob Fonseca got Matt Bearden as a co-host and Chewy. And this guy named Spencer sometimes, or actually I think Spencer's in the afternoon. Anyway, I've been on there a couple of times to talk about wrestling. I interviewed Baron Corbin on there a couple months ago. With Matt and Bob instead of Dudley and Bob. But yes, I know them quite well. And that's not that old because I worked at the same radio station with Lyle and Han in San Antonio in the early 2000s when Dudley and Bob and Matt and all them worked with like those same guys. They all knew John Lyle and Steve Hahn. So like that's even older. I'm fucking old. Stop it. Don't say that. We fucking love it. Auntie Deb's so fucking funny. I watch Auntie Deb. Auntie Deb is as funny as the church lady, if not funnier. I fucking love church lady. Your dad was Bob? His name was Bob, or he's Bob Fonseca? Because that's hilarious if he is. No, he's not. I don't think that he let his kids watch my channel. Yeah, I love them. They're great. Fuck, they're so funny too. And they have a black lunchbox up in their studio that has yellow dots. And I went on a fucking rant about Dusty Rhodes because Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, because I saw it and all these old dudes started calling the station wanting to talk about Dusty Rhodes. It was awesome. Ugh, I like the freedom that I mean, I can't cuss on there, but I like the freedom when I'm talking to them. It's a lot of fun there. Oh shit. Everybody in this chat is I think we're all pretty much in the age range where we can appreciate a good episode of Dawson's Creek. Okay, we're gonna watch the kitten video now, and then I have to go because I'm starting to get hungry. All right, here we go. Let me open this. This is a kitten climbing on the head of a cop at a traffic stop. I think this is this Taylor, Texas? I feel like this is pretty close to Austin. It could be Tyler. I don't remember, but I'm going to show you this. This is one of my favorite internet videos. Policeman versus Kitty. And what's great is it was put out by the Associated Press. And there's not really any. Yeah, it's Taylor, Texas. So this is right near here. It's like 30 minutes away. Look at that kitten. There's no sound. Look at that kitten go. Look, now he's on his fucking little board. His little. God, that's so funny. Oh, no, I'm not done with you. I'm a kitten. Don't you throw that cat. Don't you chunk that kitty. No, he moved his thing so the cat could climb higher. Look at that. Well, that's where it lives now. And he's like, you know what? You want? Okay, well, get your fucking tail out of my face, bud. And and then you know what? Goes right the fuck back. Nah. Round 2, dude. Clipboard cat. Exactly. I love this cat. Ain't got no quit. This cat is Alan Jackson. Listen here, we ain't got no quit. I'm gonna get to your head. I'm gonna get up there. That cat. So fucking funny and cute. Look, now it's up there. It's like, bro, you ain't getting me down. I'm gonna perch right up here and you're gonna fucking now I'm gonna give you a little massage on the head, officer. You're doing a good job, officer. I'm gonna have to rub up on you, officer. I bet it's purring in his ear right now. I bet the only thing that stopped that cop from beating the shit out of that guy in that truck is that cat's light purr. That's what we need. That's how you de-escalate a traffic stop. You toss a kitten at that cop. He ain't gonna fuck nobody up. You don't want to shoot someone in front of a kitten. God, fucking monster. Anyway. Oops. I don't know what happened there. All right. I love you, kids. I'm thinking about you. I'll put a link to that video below so that you guys can watch it together. And thank you so much. Don't play that. Thank you so much for spending time with me, for coming, and thanks for visiting your dad while he's at home shooting the shit. I do have to do some work and some homework, but I love you. I'm gonna put links to everything we talked about. I'm probably gonna have to go back and rewatch and see what I need to put links to. But you're in a cult. It's your fault. You should have read the fine print. Do you want to call it a coven? Fine. You're in a cult coven. You're in a cunt oven. And I'm the C unit. And I'm here to tell you that you're all perfect. You too, Hudson. You're perfect. And you're late. I'm just kidding. You should be in bed. Everybody, all of you should be in bed. But you snuck out with your dad to go to the liquor store. Listen, I appreciate you. I'm thinking about you. I mean, I'm gonna try to do this every day. I fucking love it. I think it's cool. I do see myself building this into a massive entity just to kick it and watch it crumble down. However, I hope that when that day comes, it will be because one of you overthrew me. I'm trying to build you kids up like the Von Erich family. Except I don't want you to all perish. I want you to get really strong, and then I want you to fight your dad. Okay? One of you will win. When that happens, ain't gonna be no Cersei shit. That's not. It's gonna be like the mountain and that hot guy. I want you to smash my face and then live a good life. I want you all to get that bag. Get that bag. Take no prisoners. I don't like Omarosa, but if you have to be an Omarosa because someone is being a Jennifer Coffendorfer to you on the internet, then you have to channel Omarosa. You might have to get into voodoo. You might have to start listening to a lot of DMX and just shadow boxing at the sky. You might get to a point in life where you start thinking, maybe I want to create my own project. Maybe I'm Kevin Spacey, not in the when he needed Yannetti and Jackson era. No. But Kevin Spacey in that movie I'm always going to keep bringing up. You know which one I'm talking about. The one with Annette Bening, when she has a good freak out and he throws the asparagus. The point is, you might get to a point where you decide to leave your family, insult your wife, sell the vehicle, go work in fast food, and buy a Firebird. And if that's what you have to do to be happy, I'll support you. Yes, it's American Beauty, Shiraz. Thank you. If you have to start an Etsy store, which is somehow crazier than what happened in American Beauty, if you need to start an Etsy store so that you can like show the neighbor your Nazi plate, I don't support you on that. But if you need to start an Etsy store so that you can sell baubles and goods and mahjong and things besides mahjong, if you need to have an outlet, if you create music, if you wrote a manifesto on Frasier to make your dad proud, I'll pimp it. I will put it up on the screen. Send it to me. Do you rescue cats like Midwest Nice? And you want to highlight what you do with those cats and how you save them? Send it to me. Do you like watching pimples pop? I do. It's fucking weird. But if you have a good cyst you want to show me, even if it's not yours, even secondhand, I'll take secondhand goods. I'll take your sloppy seconds. If you need to watch squeezy cheesy pimple pop videos like I do so that you can go to bed, have a good night's rest, and you got some good ones, send them to me. If you have a channel that has been haunting you because you think there's a mystery on it that no one can solve, bring it to the table. It'll be our monopoly. Do you have a missing friend or family member? Do you know of a crazy case? Do you know of a really boring case, but it needs help? Do you need to My Name is Earl someone? Because they deserve it. Don't come to me, but look at your dad's eyes. Do you? Not really. We're not going to My Name is Earl anyone. Because jelly and jam is really hard to make. It takes so much time. But you have questions about OSINT, forensics, anything? If I can't help you, I'll be upfront. I'll say, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, or I can't help you with that. But if I can, or if I have a place for you to go to get help, I will send it to you. Are you sad and you're having a bad day and you're thinking about throwing a bong off of a 43-story apartment building because you're in your Amanda Bynes phase? You can message me. I'll be there for you. But you're also going to need to probably be 5150. But you can message me. And I thank you. I thank you for joining this cult inadvertently because you didn't read the fine print. And I welcome you to stay. And I hope that you do. And if I'm not your cup of tea, there are others who are. If you'd like me to recommend you to those channels, I will, humbly. Simultaneously, if you're having a problem getting your pills, going into withdrawal, and fighting back constantly, freaking out on someone in a convenience store somewhere, and you need help because you feel like you're fucking going crazy and you're going to literally kidnap someone in your basement, you can call me and I will raise money to get you your medication or send you a coupon code for Northwest Pharmacy. Do you want to talk shit about how weird Jen McCabe looked and why she was staring like that? Tweet at me. Tell me. Anyway, I love you all. Fluffy Bunny, I've done a maps video, a couple of them. I recommend OSINT videos 1 and 2. I discuss maps a lot. And I put a lot of links for you on mapping in either the last live or the one before that. I think it was the one before that. So look at the past 2 or 3 lives in the video description. I put like literally 5 or 6 links about mapping. But anyway, I love you guys. Send me anything you want to send me. Just don't send me your penis. I don't want to see your penis. I don't want to see your buttholes. You're my kids. That's weird. Stop. You don't send me those, but if you do, don't. Anyway, I have a lot of cool shit I want to bring to the table for you to show you. Hoof trimmers. Okay, we've gone into a lane. I have to go. But I love you all. You're the best. We're going to do Collins next time. Sorry. I love you. Be safe. Bye.